Oh, cool. They didn't hear that part at all. Too many damn buttons to
Whose
press.
fault is that?
We need a producer.
That'd be you.
Pillow Talk with Beef and Lisa is now officially hiring a producer. You get to go sit in the brown chair. For those that remember when this show used to be on the interwebs
Yeah.
with video.
Yeah,
Of course, we decorate the studio. By studio, I mean my living room.
obviously.
But,
Mm-hmm.
we don't do things online. I had a rant.
Do you still have it?
I had a rant
What happened to it?
about how much I fucking hate how people do all their fucking Christmas shopping online.
Yes.
And then wonder why the economy's in the fucking tank.
Yes.
And wonder why jobs are so scarce.
Yes.
And all this other shit.
Mm-hmm. But now what?
And the only thing I keep getting pissed off about is motherfucking FedEx. Like, seriously.
But FedEx doesn't deliver most of Amazon's packages.
Well, no. Amazon can go fuck themselves.
I'm aware.
I apologize to anyone that has to listen to this on Audible, Jim. Oh, Lord. All right. Fuck it. Here we go. Pillow Talk. Thank you,
Hello,
Sheila,
friend.
and hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Pillow Talk with Beef and Lisa. My name is Beef. Joining me this evening, again, we still haven't figured out why, my lovely and talented co-host, girlfriend, maker of adult Lunchables and frozen margarita at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when we have to go walking around the mall, drinker,
Hey,
Lisa.
that's me.
Hello, friend.
It was good.
Hello.
Don't judge me. That was delicious.
I'm sure it was.
Mm-hmm.
As the driver of the vehicle,
Yep.
I would not know,
I know. I'm well aware.
because we don't do that on this show.
Smart move.
Not anymore.
It's good job. Very proud.
Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, post a comment in the comments section. Eventually, at some point, I will do this thing, and then we will see if we can find it or not.
We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Wrong
Oh,
button.
Yep. Post a comment there. Then we'll put up OBS behind it. There we go.
Smart move.
If you're a podcaster,
What? Bretner.
beefandlisa@gmail.com. You can go to facebook.com/beefandlisa. After the Christmas holiday, maybe it's possible Santa brought me a new present that we can do some more social media stuff with.
We'll see.
Probably not.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
Don't lie.
I know a lot of things.
You want to know what?
I don't want to know what I want. It's one fucking week.
Our adult Lunchables
Yeah.
is a charcuterie board. That's why people nowadays like charcuterie boards, because they're just adult Lunchables.
I mean, I would usually eat the kid Lunchables if I had to.
I like the nacho one. Those are good.
Follow Lisa on TikTok for more recipes at HHRLisa.
Fuck you.
Follow me on Instagram at beefandgr. I've been posting more because fuck it. That's why.
That's right. I posted a picture of you on Facebook
Fucker
today.
right in a pussy.
You
I
did.
did.
And then your friend got all pissed off. People still go to the mall, and I just hit him with a great fucking response.
I need you to calm down, sir.
That was gonna lead right into the beginning of the show, and then Lisa's like, "Oh no, you're gonna miss the start of the show." And I come out here, and there's a minute and a fucking half.
Oh no, our table is broken.
Charla and I had a great debate on the whiteboard
I see that.
calendar. It's a
Mhm.
calendar whiteboard.
Yes.
And she thinks that she's in charge of writing the theme down for the month.
Not true.
This is not true. And so she writes, "Oh no."
Oh no.
So I write, "Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
underneath it. And she doesn't understand. This is my house. I don't got time for games when it comes to the monthly theme.
Yeah, you do.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
So,
Kool-Aid man.
yeah. Bug it. Oh, she didn't take Spirit with her?
No.
God damn. Child, if you're listening,
She's
and you
not.
better not be, I will kick your ass.
Right. Good job. So proud.
All right.
No.
So let's see. what happened this week. I think I get to start this week
Sounds like a plan.
because on Wednesday was my birthday. Unfortunately, everyone else treated it like
It's not a big deal.
I did not.
you did not, but you waited till Saturday.
Well, because we both had children, and I could not get away to come give you your birthday present.
Ma'am,
What?
presents plural.
Multiple
Yes,
Enjoy-
multiple.
enjoyable presents.
Very enjoyable presents.
Mm-hmm.
I got a Detroit Tigers
Desk calendar.
desk calendar with facts on it.
One of those pull-off ones.
I got a bottle cap disc golf basket,
Mm-hmm.
which is very nice. I still suck at it.
Wow.
But granted, I was like 5 or 6 feet away.
yeah.
That's like a 50-foot putt in regular disc golf.
If you scale it up, yeah.
I was hitting outside the circle putts, but I am gonna build a little par 3 inside my house for bottle cap disc golf.
Oh, you're fun.
So, and then
The picture.
yeah. So my sister took a picture of a picture about 10 years ago, of a picture from 11 years ago, and she posted it on Facebook 10 years ago, and then she shared the memory,
Mm-hmm.
or she tagged me in it, so I shared the memory.
Yep.
With if anyone's looking for something to get me for my birthday, which is a hint at my parents more than anything else.
To be fair, you said Christmas.
Christmas. Well, both count these days.
It's
'cause
close.
My birthday is
It's not a big deal.
It's a big deal.
anymore.
Shut up. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's not true!
It is true.
We'll punch you.
But anyway, so then I was like, okay, like if anyone wants to, because it's my 2 grandmothers who have both passed away since then.
Mm-hmm.
Shortly thereafter, my grandma Joyce passed away
Yeah.
because Charlotte was about 3,
Mm-hmm.
and Charlene was just
3.5.
turned 4, just turned 4.
They were, young children.
And then my grandma Alice, my other grandma, passed away about 3 or 4 years later from brain cancer.
Mm-hmm.
So that part was a big deal. So it's a cool picture because the girls are like 1 and 1.5. It was Christmas time. There's huge presents in there.
Yeah.
I think it was actually for a birthday party of mine,
See?
and that's why,
Aww.
because it was close to my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, those 2 women would have just came over on Christmas.
Yeah.
So, in fact, my grandma Joyce came to my house on Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, she came to my house on... No, or did she? I don't remember now. No,
It's-
my grandma Alice came over for that Christmas. Grandma Joyce had passed by then.
It's been a long time.
It has been. But anyway, so I said, if anyone wants to give me something, give me this picture in a 8x10 or whatever the standard size is. And then Lisa pulls out a picture and she goes, yeah, so I ordered this 3 hours ago.
Then I was like, okay, so, well, to be fair, like I got you a 4x6 of it and an
Mhm.
8x10, and I
Yeah.
put the 8x10 in a frame.
Yeah, it was very nice.
I do what I can.
I got to hang it up still.
Yes, you do.
I got to find a safe space in the house to hang it up from. I know this show's not big on safe spaces, but the walls are very, very thin in this house. And it's a $1 frame.
Yeah, it's not a. I'm a cheap person. Like not cheap. I'm poor, broke, if you will. I
Okay.
I went to the dollar store. Like if he wants a fancy frame, he can do that himself.
So we got to, but she got me 2 copies of the picture,
Mhm.
and we're going to give one to a special person in our family.
Mm-hmm.
And that, we got to buy a fancy frame for that one.
Yes, that you can buy that.
So I'm just going to go broke over
That's-
Christmas.
That's what Christmas is about. Going broke.
It's annoying as shit, though.
I know. Capitalism.
Yeah. Not just capitalism, like, you got to give a certain amount. Like, I don't want to give a certain amount. I would be cool with saying, all right, Charla, here you go. You got 10 damn presents.
Yeah. Well, and I think.
I have to wrap all this shit still
Yeah, you do.
because I need to save the gift bags for the rest of my family because we'd been drawing names for years because we didn't want to go overboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then my sister's like, I'ma be extra because I don't have to pay all my old bills on my own now because I got someone else living with me paying me rent.
There you go.
And I'm like, motherfucker.
right.
Like, really?
Well, to be fair, like I plan on going to my brother's house, and he's not gonna have a gift for me.
And you're going to give him bed sheets again?
No. I'm gonna
Damn.
give him a $50 Texas Roadhouse gift card.
Roadhouse.
And he's going to be like, I didn't get you anything. I'm going to be like, I don't fucking care.
Because you give me all the stuff you buy in clearance all the time.
Right.
I get my Christmas gift from you throughout the year.
Right? Like, and that's another thing. Like, that's the year I did get bed sheets from him, is like I brought him a gift card and he was like,
Hold up.
hold on.
What Christmas present don't we want?
No, like they had actually bought these sheets for themselves because they had a different set of them. Like, stop it. I don't need your fucking sheets. I still took them though. They're not bad sheets. But yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, it should be, hey, I got you 15 things. They might have come from the dollar store. You don't know, but you like them. They'll do what you want them to do. But it's expensive.
It is.
I mean, I just bought
And it's annoying.
a $60 hoodie for my kid.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
But it's a custom hoodie though.
yeah.
I also got to buy him wanted posters from the same show. They're like $12. That's fine.
You spend more per kid than I do.
You don't know that.
I do too.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, I don't.
Ma'am,
What?
I can do math in my head also.
What
I just struggled at
what
Red
do you
Robin
think
today.
What do you think these aren't from me. The books are not from me. Those are from my mom. She gave me money for those. You want to fight?
You know, we've been over this I don't know how many goddamn times. You've had the ability to fight me. We were going to fight out in my driveway.
And you got a boo-boo.
Jim was going to pull up with his camper.
And you got a boo-boo. It's not my fault.
And then you never rescheduled your fight.
Well, it was for that day, and you hurt yourself.
And now you're afraid to fight me. Oh, this reminds me.
Nope. What?
So,
what?
Two things happened.
Yes.
Sunday morning, I received a text from Preston.
Ooh.
12:09 p.m.
That's when he listened to the show.
That's when he listened to the show.
Hi, Preston.
So hopefully he's listening again.
Hi, Preston.
Hopefully he's back to listening all the time now.
Did anyone tell him to listen to the show?
I did not.
Ooh. Hey, Preston.
Unless someone else
I did
reached
not know.
out that said that there's a new Pillow Talk.
I did not.
So,
But Preston should totally like tell us if he's listened to this one again
yeah.
tomorrow at 12:09.
Or whenever he gets around to it.
You know.
And then only one person emailed me guessing what the big event was last week before it happened.
Were they right?
They were right.
Was it?
It was Jim Brittner.
Yay!
So both of them conveniently win
stickers.
a Pillow Talk sticker.
Yay!
We will need to get your addresses because for one of you, you're 3 hours away, and the other one, I'm not coming back there. If there's one thing I have learned in the last 6 months is that nobody there besides you wants to talk to me anymore.
Hey, Brittner.
Everyone that talks to me that I used to work with works somewhere else now besides one person. Well, two, technically.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's okay.
I give you a hug later.
I accepted it today. There's a long story, and I'm not going to get into it on the show.
No.
But there's a long story, and after careful consideration,
Yep.
I said, you know what? That's it.
That's it.
I have just accepted that
That's how it works.
that's how life is going to be. That's how things be.
Mhm.
So
It's not a big deal.
it is a little bit,
I know it's a big
but
deal. It sucks.
and we're going to get into that in a second.
What, butts?
No.
Fuck her right in her pussy.
Hot.
Yeah, you wish. But you know, can't say I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
So,
It sucks.
but
You can only do what you can do, though. I mean, you can't force anything, and you can't make people want to be your friend. So.
yep, you can't make people call you back.
Mhm. Yep.
I tell people who date all the time this stuff, and they don't fucking listen to me. And I don't understand why they don't listen to me.
Because they're dumb.
It's the penis and vagina emotions.
I
Yeah,
like those emotions, though. Those are fun.
those are fun emotions. Did we do something
No.
that made the show go
I-
quiet?
No, I think we're just quiet.
Do you think we're quiet?
I think we're just being quiet.
You think we're just being quiet?
I mean, I would assume that's what it is.
Huh.
Because I think we had
Okay.
more energy before the show when we were all excited and screaming into our microphones.
Yeah,
And now we're here.
because I had to talk over your goddamn TikTok.
First of all, fuck you. That's not nice. My TikTok is awesome. I don't know why you got to be mean to me.
You should make hype TikToks for the show.
I can't make... Listen, you can't put that on me. I have anxiety, and I have performance anxiety. Not like that performance anxiety. I'm good with that one. But I can't, like... In a roundabout way, if you tell me to do something, I'm not going to do it. I can't force myself to do it. Like, that's why I never did homework in school. Like, do your homework. I can't. I can't. I know it has issues to do with my, like, executive dysfunction disorder and stuff. I can't do it. I can't. You should make hype videos. But then I'm going to get all worked up about it. Like, then I'm going to be psych myself out. I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I'll do this video. I'll be like, I'm talking about the show, blah, 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 blah. But then I'll be too excited for, like, not excited. I'll be too amped up, I guess. I don't know. I've done that before. Like, I was like, I have an idea for a video. And I, like, even wrote down a fucking script. And I never fucking recorded it. I threw away the script when I cleaned my room the other day. I can't. Like, I just can't. Like, I get myself too worked up. I'm in a frothy lather. And I just can't. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like, it's the anticipation. I know it's not like getting a shot. Like, you have the anticipation, then it's, oh, it's no big deal. And I know it's sort of like that because you can, oh, it's this video, and then you're getting worked up about it, and then you're like, oh. And you just do it. It's fine. But I can't. I can't just, like, do this. No. Nope, not doing it. Thanks. Appreciate it. Don't tell me how to live my life. Like, I can't, because if I put too much effort into it, then I freak out. Was there enough cheese? Is there leftover cheese?
There's leftover cheese everywhere.
Good. I like cheese.
I know you do.
Oh, yeah, cheese.
That's why you're dating me.
Shut up.
Cheese and meat come from the same place.
The cow.
The cow. The cows.
Like my daughter said, I want beef for dinner and not the meat kind.
Yes, you do.
Hot.
So hot.
I know. Thank you. I said that at the mall. Listen, this man, don't let him fool you. He's kind of smooth. At the mall, I was wearing my coat, and I was like, I'm hot. And he was like, I know. That's why we're dating.
This is true, though.
Stop
like,
it.
there was nothing... If you... I'm shallow. I'm just as shallow as the next person. If you were not physically attractive to me, we would not be dating.
No. I agree with you there. Like, I fully support that you have to be physically attracted to the person you're dating. Like, that's not something you can't. How do I word this? You can't physically be
Hello, friend.
Okay, you can. Stop hello friending people. You can't force yourself to be attracted to someone you're not attracted to. I think that's the right word. Like, yes, there are people out there who are like, oh, I don't look at people like that. I only care about their personality. I'm attracted to who they are as a person.
Yeah.
But in a sense of, you know, you and I met online. You see someone's
Yeah.
picture. Shut up. You see someone's picture first.
Give me a hell yeah!
You see someone's picture first.
Judge me, motherfuckers.
And unfortunately, we do live in a society where it's you have to be attracted to someone to want to continue. So, you know, here we are. We both obviously were attracted to each other. So, yes, it happens. You're attracted to me. I don't think I'm hot. But according to you, I am.
What did I say to you this morning?
I don't remember.
Ma'am.
I don't remember.
What was the comment I made that you said, well, no shit?
I don't know. Oh. Okay, so listen. TMI. I was naked-ish. I had panties on. Yes.
Getting ready to get dressed.
Did I have panties on?
Yes. You were getting ready to get dressed.
No, I did not. Did I?
Yeah. Babe, that's unimportant.
Okay.
You had no top on.
I was topless. I was very topless.
Getting dressed.
He was having a cigarette. We were talking. He was about to take a shower, and I was going to get dressed. And I'm just sitting on his bed, you know, crisscross applesauce, Indian style, or however you want to call it.
So get your facts straight.
And I'm talking, and he looks over, and he goes, damn, your tits are huge. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But the way in which he said it was very much how is this new information? Like, did you just happen upon this? They've been large.
They have been large, but at this moment...
The way I was sitting and, like, my arms were pushing them together and they were hanging because gravity, and, you know, they're not fake because I grew them myself. but they looked large between my arms, hanging down, covering most of my body. And I can see why they looked huge, but to me the most shocking part was like, it's not new information. Where were you? This is not, they don't go away.
Yeah.
Like it's not they just grew overnight.
Yeah.
But yes, I do understand that my titties are attractive.
Yeah, and there's, but, oh fuck. Okay, here we go. There, I think I just figured out my quiet now.
Good job. Don't hurt yourself.
Gotta be fucking kidding me.
Stop
God
breaking
damn it.
shit.
I just want the things to work.
They do work. You're fine.
I want it to work right.
It works just fine.
I want it to work right.
Okay, so continue talking about my titties.
No, I like it just like in that moment I was like, damn, they're big.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that was it.
Yep.
So
Titties.
to tie. Yep.
This is why I'm hot. Titties.
Not necessarily. You
Sure.
have a nice butt too, and your face is cute,
Stop.
especially when you have glasses on.
Stop.
And you're sleepy.
I did have my glasses on.
And you're like, the census woman's at the door. You should invite her in. I'm just wearing a blanket.
The census woman did come to the door, and I wasn't just wearing a blanket. I had socks and underwear. It could have been a dress. You would.
I am a chosen household for the census to do the December unemployment survey, and I have not responded because
Fuck that.
judging unemployment by a few houses is like judging the strength of the economy by the stock market.
Yes.
That's not how this shit works.
Nope. Especially like when we discussed it earlier, you know, a woman whose husband makes six figures and she just had a child wants to be a stay-at-home mother. So, of course,
Yep.
she's unemployed.
She's going to not only quit her job, and she's not going to be actively seeking work.
Yes.
Yep.
So if you ask her, that does not help the figures of the economy.
If her random household gets chosen.
Yep. Yep.
So, but anyway, but I'll do my civic duty because I have to.
But you wouldn't let her come in to do her civic duty.
Because you were naked on the couch.
I was not naked. I had a blanket on.
You were naked.
And it was a lady. I
on
totally
the
thought it was a
couch.
dude. Like,
No,
let's,
she was very much so a lady.
I did, but all I heard was a voice, and then she sounded like, "Hi,
Women
my
can
name's
have
Terry."
deep voices too.
I know, I understand that, but I didn't know. In my head, it was a dude. In my head, it was a dude, and I was like, all right, just, why you?
She, I assume, was a lady.
But it would have been funny. It would have been funny. Like, I would have been cool with it.
Yeah.
Like, you could have just invited her in, had her, you know.
I'm not going to put people in that uncomfortable position.
Yeah, she would have been uncomfortable.
Oh, she would have been uncomfortable. Oh, Lord, she'd
I mean,
have been
you could have said,
uncomfortable.
go to the bedroom, and I would have closed the door.
No.
It was
no,
too
no,
late
no,
at that
no,
point.
Nope.
But you lied to her.
I didn't lie to her.
Yeah, you did.
I was getting ready to go do work.
You
I-
said you were going to get I'm getting ready to go to work in a minute. Not go do work. What was our work?
Who gives a shit? This is the government. They
What?
lie to me all the fucking time. I might as well lie to them.
What work were you going to go do?
Fuck that.
Have burgers at Red Robin and then go walk the mall for 4 hours? That's my job.
It was my job today. It's gonna be my job fucking tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan.
Till Charla and Charlene and Carla. Well, not Carla's the mom of Charla.
Is that?
Yeah. I haven't come up with a fun name for my sister yet. Just my sister.
Home
Yeah.
sis.
Sis.
No, don't use sis.
Well, she calls me bro. So, sis, bro and sis.
Maybe.
Shout out to the doctors at the Ann Arbor VA
For taking care of your sis.
for taking care of sis. Who might have sis. Not in her lady parts, thankfully.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything's going to be okay. We don't know what's wrong. My sister has been incredibly ill, and I'm going to keep her illness private, in part because we don't know what it is. We don't think it's cancer. We don't think it's anything life-threatening. But she has been incredibly ill for a very long time. We think it's something that's going to eventually be manageable with medicine and lifestyle changes. Not terrible lifestyle changes. Like, she's not living this sinful, terrible lifestyle. She had a procedure done. It's backfiring.
No.
So or uncovering things that she had wrong with her all the time.
Yes.
All this whole time, this was actually bugging her,
Oh no.
and it shook up the apple cart. But the Ann Arbor VA
Mm-hmm.
has been dealing with this appropriately,
Yeah.
and they said, we need you to stay in the hospital for a couple nights.
Mm-hmm. We need to check you out.
Yep. And the first opportunity, they said, okay, so here's the deal. You're going to have to come back. But there's no point in us keeping you in the hospital over the weekend
Mm-hmm.
or even for Monday or whenever. I think your next appointment's late mid-next week.
Yeah.
So, and they even did this really cool thing that she sent us. Because doctors in all hospitals now are all masked up, and some are in hardcore suits and stuff like that. So you can't see the face of the person that's treating you.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I went to my doctor's office for the extra no square issue,
Yeah.
the bump and the whole thingamabob, and I even forgot what the fuck it's called now. But anyway, like I've seen my doctor
Mm-hmm.
a dozen times
Yeah.
before. I know what he looks like. I
Yeah.
know what the nurse looks like because he's had the same nurse for the last 4 years or whatever I've been going there.
Yeah.
I know what they all look like, so they got the masks on. There's no NBD, you know?
Yeah.
No, I'm not worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
These doctors at the VA, and they might be doing it at other hospitals. This is just my one experience. They all took photos of who they are really. Like what they're going to look like. Not the, half kind of cocked doing a pose.
Yeah.
Looking.
Yeah. Staged photos. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like real photos. Well, I mean, some of the doctors, that was their picture. But like the one nurse looked like she was fucking, like they grabbed her and said, no, you got to stay for 2 more minutes and take this damn picture.
Yeah.
But that was cool. It's like, okay, these are the faces of the people that are going to be treating you because you might not see them for a couple days.
Yeah.
Or you might not see their face at all
Yeah.
being around you. I think that's pretty fucking badass.
It is.
I respect things like that.
It's
I
those
respect,
little touches.
I
Yeah.
respect doctors that work at the VA because I know they get paid like shit. A lot of them are interning or volunteering
Yeah.
their time. Or in a doctor's case, it feels like they're interning or volunteering for what they can be paid.
Yeah. For real.
Because while the VA does have many benefits, it should be a much significant higher portion of our government's military spending instead of a whole separate fucking section.
Let's not
That's
go
a
into that.
whole different rant
Yeah, it's
that
not-
I'll get into later. If you're gonna send the boys to war, if you're sending boys and girls to war,
Then you should be able to take care of them once they come home.
yeah, I
Yep.
don't care what it fucking costs. You know what? Well, this is expensive. Everything else is fucking expensive too. How about we do this? Instead of one of those fucking billion-dollar planes that doesn't fucking fly after 15 years, how about we put that $1 billion back into the fucking VA budget?
Yeah. For sure.
Not just to take care of the soldiers, like the soldiers and sailors and airmen, Marines, like
All
my
that.
sister
Mm-hmm.
that operated during the war on terrorism.
Mm-hmm.
But the people like my grandfather who just passed away that still had shrapnel in their fucking shoulder from Vietnam.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And the ones that are still kicking around from fucking Korea.
Yep.
That didn't get a choice whether or not they wanted to fucking go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. All these people standing around like, we stand for the flag and kneel for the cross. Not a single one of them fucking raises a fucking bitch about the VA.
Nope. Because no one in their family went to do any of that shit.
Yeah.
Because if they actually stood for anything, if their family was actually part of, that society of, oh, my grandfather's a veteran, they would give a damn.
I know so many people who are like, I can't believe you vote for libertarians and blur, 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 considering that your mom and your sister were in the Navy. Well, you know what? I was petrified every time something came back out of the fucking North Pacific when my sister was in the Navy. You know why? I didn't know exactly where she was, but I knew she was on the USS motherfucking Blue Ridge, and I knew where the 7th Fleet
Yeah.
that sailed out of San Diego, I knew kind of where they went.
Yep.
And I didn't want to fucking hear about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's
And your brother is a fucking stoner. There's a difference. Get on my fucking level, then you can tell me what to think
right
about sending people to goddamn war.
Well, and I also I find it funny. It's the same people. Like those are the same people who are Blue Lives Matter, blah 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 blah, until then they're out picketing or something, and a cop arrests them, and then they're mad about the cops. Like, okay, what is what happened to your Blue Lives Matter? It's only Blue Lives Matter when it's not affecting you.
The greatest irony I have seen living in Wayland, Michigan, is the guy with the pickup truck. On one side, it's got the black and white American flag with the blue stripe down the middle, and on the other side, he's got the Gaston flag. What the fuck? Do you know? Do you understand? Do you read? Have you done any fucking research at all?
Nope.
Those are complete fucking contradictions.
No.
The Gaston flag is basically fuck all authority.
Okay, that's what I was curious about. I know of the "Don't Tread on Me" flag, but I have no idea what it means.
Exactly as it says.
Okay. I don't know. I'm sometimes illiterate about these things, so it means like fuck all authority. Essentially. Don't tell me how to live my life.
Freedom.
Okay.
100% freedom.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Freedom to do as I please. I don't even believe in that much freedom. But of the two flags, that's the one I'm going to fly on the fucking Fiesta.
Right. Please don't fly a flag on your Fiesta. Get a decal.
I might.
Get a decal. That would be fine.
I might.
Not a whole fucking flag.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
I'll tell you how to live your life.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Sir,
No, you won't.
I am your girlfriend.
You are. Don't tell me how to live my life.
One day I may be your wife. I'm going to tell you how to live your life.
You're still not going to tell me how to live my life.
Okay, but I'm just going to do your laundry and your dishes and make you a bed on time. And
That's what you think.
that's what I know.
Do you want butt slaps? Yes or no?
I still owe you like 16 of them. I'm giving him birthday spankings all weekend. 36.
Don't touch my butt.
I'm touching your butt. Okay, listen, Brittner, he walked way backwards from me all morning to try and avoid this. He turned his back for 2 seconds. We were walking to the car. Poof, there you go. That's one. It was good times.
We started at 36 because that's how old I am.
Yep.
I said, give me a hell yeah.
And now we're at 16.
We're at 16.
Yep. Started yesterday.
Don't touch my butt.
I'm going to touch your butt.
Don't touch my butt.
I'm going to touch your butt. Just get "Don't Tread on Me" stamped on your
By the way, if you're curious what that sound is, that's me eating more adult Lunchables because I am fat. Thank you.
Same. Very same.
Garbage.
No.
Not us.
No, the sticker I saw at Hot Topic. I may be trash. Still cute, though.
Oh,
cute
Lord.
possum on it.
Hot Topic.
Oh, yeah.
We got to talk about this.
Tell the people about your Hot Topic.
When I was 16.
When I was a young boy. Sorry.
So when I was about 14, because I was about 8th grade. So 13, 14, 8th grade. My buddy gave me an album to listen to, and it was Green Day's Warning, because I really liked country music at the time. And I still kind of like country music from that era and before, when I was a child. And I'm cool with that.
Okay.
And I accept that. Fun side note, my boss, he wanted to play some music last Friday because we were both in the office. He goes, last Thursday, because we were both in the office. Or Wednesday.
Thursday.
Whatever day it was.
Thursday.
No, it was Wednesday.
Was it?
Yeah, Thursday he was on the road.
Okay.
Maybe even Tuesday. I don't remember. We were in the office together. He goes, do you mind country? Now, mind you, he and I have gone to different branches before, and I've had to ride with him, and, the guy who owns the car gets to set the radio. The driver sets the radio.
The passenger
So-
such as K-Cool.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's from?
No, I don't.
That's from Supernatural.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, I mean, I don't know Supernatural at all.
Look it up.
So anyway.
Keep going.
Do you know where the Reavers keep their swords?
No. Do you know how Reavers clean their swords? Their spears. They run them through the wash. Stop being mean to me.
Anyway. I got a better one for you in a second. So he's made me listen to country before, but he, come hell or high water, always listens to Duke FM out of Lansing,
Mm-hmm.
the old school country station,
Okay.
playing the golden oldies of country music.
Golden oldies.
So like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Okay?
Lame. Yeah.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah, I got it.
So he starts playing country. And he's like, "You mind if I play a little bit of country music?" I was like, "Nope, go for it. It's fine." I used to listen to country music also. He's like, "Yeah, but do you know who the Allman Brothers are?" I was like, "I've heard of them. I think I watched them play the Opry a couple times." And he goes, "Huh?" I was like, "Do you remember the TV station TNN?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "It was pretty simple. About 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, they'd air the NASCAR Busch Series race. And then about 7 p.m., or 6, 7 p.m., they'd air the ASA race at some small short track in the Midwest. And then at 9 p.m., come hell or high water, the Grand Ole Opry was live." And he stopped and he goes, "Fuck. Yeah, no, the Opry airs every night, every Saturday night at 9 o'clock. 9 Eastern because it's 8 p.m. Central."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yep." So I've watched the Grand Ole Opry more than a few times because it was on TV still. And
Yep.
I was like, I like this music.
Well, look at that.
But anyway, all of a sudden, one day, my buddy gives me an album.
Dun-dun-dun.
And it's Green Day's Warning album.
There you go.
And I was like, cool. And he's like, "I think you'll like this." Because it's technically adult contemporary, but there's acoustic guitars. And if you've been listening to Green Day and fucking Dookie and Nimrod and Insomniac and everything else, and then all of a sudden they bust out Warning,
Mhm.
you're like, "Oh, well, this is them trying to be country," which is not even close. So then I begin listening to Green Day, and I start going down the rabbit hole. Blink-182, Sum 41, and then I get into ska and everything else. And I'm walking through the mall one day, and there's this store, Hot Topic. And I had heard my friends talk about
Woo.
Hot Topic before. I was a little intimidated the first time I went in there because I saw some people that I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because the people
Holy
who worked
shit.
there were also of the alternative variety.
Yeah.
The eclectic sort of, I have a mohawk with spikes and...
It was pretty much pitch black in there. Just enough light so that you could see.
Yep.
Everything was black except for the bondage pants and jeans, which were pink, yellow, or red, checked.
Mm-hmm.
They had T-shirts all over.
Yep.
They had CDs, vinyl, everything else you could think of. They had a listening station at one point.
They did.
And then at the front counter, you could buy your gauges, you could buy stickers, you could buy patches,
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of other stuff.
It was very...
It was punk.
And
it was
had
set
gates.
up for It was set up for punk and metal kids, and there was a little bit of hip hop in there, but it was the underground alternative hip hop, not the pop top 40 Jay-Z,
Yeah.
Dr. Dre hip hop,
Yeah.
Eminem. Although the only place I've ever seen a T-shirt for sale, an Eminem T-shirt for sale, was in Hot Topic.
Very nice. Well, and I mean,
Not even at FYE down the mall.
I enjoyed their aesthetic of, they had the big window, but everything was dark, and it had the iron gates, and the Hot Topic was written in metal above the door. It was very much an experience.
Mhm.
Like, it wasn't just like, oh, this is a store. I was like, you're walking into somewhere.
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, the gates gave it a very, like, hellish vibe. Like,
Which was the goal.
this is dark. Come join us. We have cookies. No. And it was fun. I enjoyed, like you said, it's very intimidating to go into that store. Or it was, back in the day when it was Hot Topic.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Fast forward. About, let me think, 3 years ago. Excuse me. I thought Lisa was going to talk longer.
No, he's trying to eat. I had nothing else to say.
I'm having dinner.
Although I did enjoy, I enjoyed going into Hot Topic, but I don't think I ever purchased anything when I was younger.
Oh, I
It's-
spent a lot of money there.
It scared me. Like you said, it was intimidating. I was very much like,
Here's the thing about me going in there, though. I bought a lot of shit I still have. Both of my Dropkick Murphys t-shirts I still have. Both of the Green Day shirts I bought there I still have. I gave another Green Day t-shirt away to a girlfriend I had in high school. That was a mistake, but I bought that there. My Blink-182 T-shirt came from there. The button-down shirt I wore today,
Yes.
I bought from there
Yes.
20 years ago, and that's not a joke. Yep.
Yeah.
I was 16 when I got that shirt.
Damn.
I still have it. Independent Truck Company button-down short sleeve shirt, black, with red inner linings and a red iron cross on the one side.
And at the bottom of the buttons.
Yep, and at the bottom of the buttons. I bought that 20 years ago
And he's still wearing
at Hot Topic in the same mall.
it. Very nice.
I still wear it.
Very nice.
In part because I'm fat.
Oh,
In
well.
part because I can't find a nice black button-down shirt.
We did find one, but now it doesn't fit.
It kind of fits still,
Okay. You could wear it open.
but well, not at work.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I got to do more mall walking
I'm for
and
it.
less adult lunchable eating.
First of all, adult Lunchables are
Anyway.
worse. Okay, back to Hot Topic.
So about 3 years ago, I go to Hot Topic because my ex is looking for something specific
Mhm.
for her counterculture sister-in-law
Okay.
or future sister-in-law. She's now finally her sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And we take Charlotte in there with us,
Okay.
who is terrified. But it's interesting because while we're in there and everything's still crammed and jam-packed, and you and I would have to both walk sideways to get down the aisles. Like, we remember Hot Topic.
Yeah,
They got Funko Pops now.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They got Frozen stuff. They got a little bit of Disney merchandise.
Yeah.
They got a little bit of the teenage girl vibe
Yeah.
going on. But it's okay. Like, there's still a fucking whole wall of just metal shirts and a whole wall of just punk shirts, you
Yeah.
know? And it's still dark as fuck in there, and you can still buy stickers and patches and gauges and everything else. Cool. I walk in there today. It's 1,000 times brighter than it's ever been inside Hot Topic. To the point you can actually see
Everything.
everything.
You could read the labels without putting them an inch from your face.
You can read everything.
Yes.
There's space to walk
So, sort of.
sideways.
Sort of. I mean, yeah, but sort of.
I understand it's a very narrow
But-
it's a very narrow square.
Mm-hmm. The store is thin.
This store is very thin.
It's not like a Justice or something. It's like one of those, this should have just been a kiosk type feels.
Yeah. The Wetzel's Pretzel stand downstairs actually the Wetzel's Pretzel stand upstairs is probably a bigger space.
Yes.
And they make you stand on the outside of it all
Yes.
the way. Spencer's is bigger.
Oh, yeah, Spencer's
Oh,
is.
Spencer's is way bigger.
I'm sorry.
But anyway, is Ivy listening?
No,
Oh.
I was just looking up
Damn.
who owns Hot Topic.
Yeah, it's owned by a conglomerate now.
Sycamore Partners.
Yep.
They also own
Torrid, and they own Box Lunch, and they own some other stores. I looked it up today while I was eating my Wetzel's Pretzels.
Nine West Holdings, Talbot's, The Limited.
Yeah. That was the part that got me. They own the Limited. The same company that owns Hot Topic owns the Limited, and this starts to make sense now. After I looked it up, because there's the wall of T-shirts is now almost completely gone.
Yeah. Well, they had two
It's-
separate little walls.
It's really small.
Yeah.
There was a whole rack of BTS authorized jewelry or authentic BTS jewelry.
Yeah.
BTS licensed jewelry. That's the word I was looking for. BTS licensed jewelry.
Yep.
Which Charlotte's gonna love,
Yeah.
and she's gonna love the BTS
Dynamite
long
t-shirt.
sleeve shirt I bought her.
Yep.
But it's bright as fuck in there. I can read everything. There was one pair of bondage pants and they were yellow.
No, there was a small rack of them. But they did have black and white ones. But tell them what you thought you'd never see in Hot Topic, what you saw in Hot Topic today.
A lot of things.
No, but the one thing that really stood
I saw a Winnie the Pooh tree skirt and a Winnie the Pooh stocking.
like, this is Hot Topic we're talking about, and it's like a Winnie the Pooh Christmas stuff. Like, what?
Now, here's the thing. I love me some Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
If you've listened to any of the 34 episodes of this show, I've probably mentioned Winnie the Pooh once or twice. Winnie the Pooh is the greatest cartoon of all time, and I will fight anyone that wants to argue otherwise. Winnie the Pooh is the only reason that dead fucking rat is still even around.
Which dead fucking rat?
The fucking mouse.
Which
That
one?
dead goddamn mouse.
Oh, Mickey Mouse.
That mouse owes his life to that fucking bear.
Can I tell you something?
What?
Do you know who Winnie the Pooh's named after?
A bear in Winnipeg named
Uh-huh.
Winnie.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay, just making sure you know.
You know his real name? Edward.
You're funny.
Yep.
I know.
But anyway,
Yes, you like
ma'am,
Winnie the Pooh.
you want to start this?
No, I don't.
You want me to show?
don't.
You want me to show off some Winnie the Pooh?
No, I'm
you
good.
want me to show off
No,
some Winnie the
I
Pooh?
want you to talk more about Hot Topic and
A-
how. Winnie
A.
the Pooh-
Milne?
I don't want to.
Okay. You want to go? Okay.
I want you to tell the people about what else we've seen in Hot Topic.
A lot of stuff that made me sad.
They did have Arctic Fox hair dye, but they used to have Manic Panic.
Well, I think Manic Panic's just gone now. Because Manic Panic causes a lot of damage to your hair, as I found out on my own. My mom bought me Manic Panic and then had to take me to her hairdresser to get it stripped.
No, I think Manic Panic's still around, but Splat does that more nowadays than Manic Panic.
I had blue hair in high school.
Yeah, Manic Panic's still a thing.
Royal blue
Very nice.
to match my A, one of my favorite colors, B, my high school colors. When it started turning teal, green, blue,
Yes.
more green than blue.
Yes.
My mom goes, okay, we got to fix this because you look ridiculous.
See, I tried to tell that to my son, who had green hair, and then it turned an awful shade of like green yellow,
Yeah, that was gross.
and he wouldn't let me do anything about
It was like poop green.
But okay, listen,
It was poop. It didn't look. It didn't look good with the blonde.
and it looks better now that all the green seems to be gone.
Mhm.
It's just blonde, but like
He's
darker
got
blonde.
green tint to his blonde hair. You don't notice it because you see him all the time. I notice it because I walk in there and I'm like, it's still a little green. He's got moss growing.
That someone at his school started calling him Mosshead.
I mean,
But to be fair, the kid who calls him Mosshead
So get your facts straight.
is friends with the kid who touched his butt on the bus. So
oh, we didn't even cover that, did we?
no, I don't think we did.
Oh, well, we
Yeah.
can. That's up to you.
I mean, I'm cool with it. I think it's
Let's
something.
let's finish hot topic
Yeah,
though.
well, Hot Topic first. Let's get back to how. What else did they have in Hot Topic?
They had a lot of shit I didn't expect. I mean,
Anime?
I knew the Funko Pops. They had anime stuff in the past though, but that's when Sailor Moon was like counterculture. Now
Now it's-
apparently Charlene watches anime too,
Yeah.
and it's like, do any of you guys watch fucking American cartoons?
Well, okay. To be fair, what American cartoon do you know of other than Shaggy and Scooby
Winnie the Pooh,
and Winnie the Pooh? Other than those two, and
SpongeBob,
for adult or like for teenagers, like
teenagers,
like SpongeBob.
Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls is good.
Okay.
But that's one. Can you say me some more? Like, let me think. Hold on. Nope. you
I
can't.
watched Doug into my
Yeah.
teen years.
Yeah, but that's like I'm talking about current cartoons.
Current cartoons, ma'am. My Charlotte doesn't even watch cartoons.
Exactly.
No, but that's because of who she is as a person.
Yes. But there aren't a whole lot of cartoons out there that are really that good. And to be fair, animes do have a really good story. A lot of them. My Hero Academia, which Charlene watches, I've watched with Brian. JoJo is one that Brian enjoys. I've watched. JoJo's actually rated M for mature. I had to change his settings on Netflix. It's very inappropriate. But it's for like blood and gore.
of Book 6.
No, it's because of the blood and the gore, and it's a cartoon, so it's not even like that bad.
Oh, Speed Racer. No, wait, that's anime.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, Japanese animation just does it better.
Ed and Eddie.
Oh my god.
The Flintstones.
Oh.
The Jetsons.
Yeah, but these are not.
Those are
things-
classics.
But those are ongoing. They don't have a story arc for me.
You fucking kidding me?
I'm not fucking kidding you. Like the Flintstones and the Jetsons. First of all, didn't they have a crossover episode? Like the fuck.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Shut up. But if you watch like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, there is a reason and a story behind like each season. Season 1 on Netflix is actually parts 1 and 2 of the book series or manga series. And it has an arc that goes from the beginning to the end about, JoJo and Dio and fighting bad, and Dio's a vampire and like all of this other stuff. It has a purpose. My Hero Academia is less so like that, but it still has that where it's like you get a character and then you watch them grow, and it's sort of Sailor Moon-esque. Like Sailor Moon has that. The same, like you watch this blonde-haired, meatball-headed child become savior of her town or whatever by killing all these baddies and doing all these good things and whatnot. And that's not the Flintstones. Like the Flintstones, he works in a factory and he's got a wife and children, and oh no, what bad thing happened this week? But it's not like he has a evolving story arc. It's not like he went from, bumbling buffoon to CEO of the rock company. No, he's never going to do that. And it's not like Mr. Jetson, ever gets out of whatever hell he's in. It's just
Georgia actually does become promoted.
Okay, but they don't. It's not the same thing. It's not the same rags to riches sort of,
Because I think people get confused. They think, oh, magma.
That's not.
Tell them what I'm doing.
He's doing the Dr. Evil finger.
Magma.
Shut up.
They're like, oh, magma.
Stop it.
They're graphic novels
Manga.
converted to TV.
Yeah, they are. And that's why
They're comic books. They're Japanese comic books, and people need to start getting over that there's some kind of special little section of subculture. No, they're Japanese-based comic books.
Yes, but they have a specific name called
and
manga.
they have the Marvel universe. Now they have their own cinematic universe.
That's not how that works. They don't. It's not the same thing. Like they did take these graphic novels.
I'm climbing up the fucking hill to die on it with my goddamn Gadsden flag.
Shut up. But the thing is that yes, a lot of anime is a graphic novel that turned into a show. Yes, that is what that is.
And porn.
That's hentai. It's entirely different.
Which is art. my friend that doesn't want to talk to me anymore, he and I discovered at Riverside Park one day, someone had taken spray paint and put on basically everything you could think of hentai as art.
Technically, I mean, but okay, the concept still remains that that's what makes anime so good in that regard, that it is a story. It is a start to finish story, whereas a cartoon like, SpongeBob or whatever, it doesn't have an overarching thing. It's just like, oh, let's put out this show about this sponge, his day-to-day life and the shit he gets into. Whereas the mangas and the animes have a start to finish, a graphic novel beginning and end that makes the show more enjoyable, because not only is there like an end to, you get that final resolve at the end. There is that, this is it, and here we go. Whereas, Simpsons have been on for what, 30 fucking years now? For fucking ever?
25. I think it was season 28 or 33 we saw on Disney Plus.
A whole fucking ton of them. But that's like
and Charla's now watched officially. We said you can watch the show, but you have to start with season 1, episode 1.
Yep, and she watched one.
And she watched that.
Uh-huh.
Back when it was still drawn in hand like it was on the Tracy Ullman show.
Yep.
The Christmas special that the Tracy Ullman show did for The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
The pilot episode.
Yep.
And now she doesn't want to watch The Simpsons anymore.
Well, I mean, it's all right.
It's like, look, but even then, no, you have to still watch The Simpsons to get all of it.
No, I agree with you there. Like, you have to start from the beginning to watch it, but
You at least have to start towards the beginning to understand why Itchy and Scratchy, Snowball, Snowball 2.
But there is no... they don't change. There's no... Bart's never going to go to 5th grade.
There are changes, though, in the story.
No.
Like, at some point, there's an episode where Homer quits working at the nuclear power plant.
Mm-hmm.
And he has to ask for his job back.
Yeah.
And Mr. Burns makes Smithers put up the sign that says, don't forget, you're stuck here forever.
Yeah.
And then starting with that next episode, when he's spinning out of his desk chair, that sign's up.
Do it for her.
But also, do it for her with pictures of Maggie covering it.
No,
and that's why it says do it for her.
And I understand that.
You have to know why that came in.
And I get that. But they're still not growing older. there are smaller arcs, yes. I will give you that. I'm not saying there's not. What I'm saying is that
To understand the Simpsons movie, you had to at least watched quite a bit
of The Simpsons.
of The Simpsons to
Yes.
understand the movie.
And I'm not saying that's not
and you
true.
have to watch the movie to get where they're at now.
I'm not saying that's not true. What I'm saying is, if you look at season 1 or part 1 of JoJo on Netflix, it's 8 episodes, but it has a start and a finish. It goes from JoJo, Jonathan Joestar, and Dio Brando being high school friends to being high school enemies to growing up and fighting each other to the death. At which point, Jonathan Joestar and his wife are on a boat to go across the country.
Are they riding John Bon Pony?
No, and Dio's head takes over Jonathan's body, and he sends his wife in a casket that Dio was in to survive the boat sinking for his legacy to move on. And JoJo dies. So you have this arc from beginning to end where it's an entire story fleshed out. It's like a movie broken up into parts, because that's what that is.
I don't smoke enough pot for this.
You don't. You don't. Like, I understand the show. Like, I get into it. I get it. Like, I get where it's coming from, and I've watched the show with my son, and I followed it. Like, the second part of season 1 is part 2 of the series is also really good. You know, there's death and stuff, a lot of it, but you have to follow the logic of the show, and it, again, a beginning and an end. It's not just, oh, we've got 25 seasons of this. This is all there's going to be, because that's the story. There's a story to tell. So like I said, it's like a movie broken up into parts. Whereas The Simpsons, great cartoon, love it. I'm a fan of The Simpsons, but there's no, this is it. This was the story. That's what we were trying to tell. It's, oh, hey, there's the show, and what shenanigans can they get into this week? So there's very much a difference between anime based on manga and cartoons. You see where I'm going there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
kind of.
No.
Either way, there used to be anime stuff
Yeah.
in Hot Topic.
Yeah.
When it was considered counterculture.
Yes. But now it's not, because it's
But
fancy.
now it's not, because people are lame.
I wouldn't say people are lame. I think
I'm
it's just become more
excited because
mainstream.
the way that Hot Topic is going,
Mhm.
eventually I'm gonna see some NASCAR merch in there. And then we'll come full circle. Being the only guy at Berlin Raceway that ever had stepped foot in a Hot Topic, wearing a fedora I bought from Hot Topic, with a Ramones t-shirt that was bought for me by my sister at Hot Topic.
Well done.
That's one of the pictures. Not any of those. Shit. I'll find the picture.
Now I have a question.
I have an answer.
I forgot the question.
Damn.
Okay, but while we were there, I did see in an area where when you were checking out, they had like Snow White eyeshadow palettes.
Yeah. Because that's how much it's changed.
Yes. Yep. They do have a whole lot of. It's more mainstream now. It's very much more mainstream at Hot Topic.
It's like they sold out.
I mean, right. That's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sucks for.
It sucks that I'm more hardcore than Hot Topic.
It does suck that the people who Hot Topic used to be for, not only are grown-ups, but that sort of culture seems to have died out.
Yeah.
That, you know, everyone just wants to be a vibe and be mainstream, and Hot Topic is mainstream because that's what's cool.
I hate that. I walked into Hot Topic one day when I lived in Chateau, which, as you know, also living in the Cow. Chateau was our fancy area.
Mm-hmm.
That was where all the preppy kids lived.
Yeah.
And I bought a shirt to prove that, yes, my parents could afford a house here because they did really well for themselves because they busted their ass.
Yep.
But
I'm still shopping at Hot Topic.
I'm not like you.
Yeah.
So I went and I bought a shirt that said Preppies with the cross mark through it, like the no smoking signs.
Yeah.
My friend Brooke stole it from me.
I think
I'd love for her to
give.
give it back to me.
She won't.
I'm not expecting her to. But anyway, it's not the point.
I think I bought my Cheese is Good shirt from Hot Topic.
But I bought that shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I saw half a dozen people inside that store that I was like, you're the kind of person
I bought that shirt for yeah.
that used to walk right past this place and laugh at us.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Or your mom was.
Mm-hmm.
And now here you are.
Yep.
Bitch.
You're so mad about it.
So get your facts straight.
That was annoying as fuck. I can't believe Hot Topic so like, but then again, as I said to you,
Yes.
when you noticed a particular bag in the room you weren't supposed to be looking in.
I didn't see anything in the room I wasn't supposed to be looking in. That room?
Yeah.
I didn't look in there.
Oh.
I stepped backwards into it and I looked at you the entire time. I'd never looked in that room.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So, as I said to you when you made a comment about something,
Uh-huh.
you're not the first plus size lady I've ever dated,
I'm a thick bitch.
and I've also noticed over time a transition in Torrid. Torrid used to be Hot Topic for fat chicks,
It was.
and
yeah.
now it's
Nah.
basically a plus size women's clothing store.
I mean, Torrid always used to be a plus size women's clothing store, but they had
It used to be more
edgy.
edgy,
Yeah.
and now it's 35-year-old women go there to buy soft sweaters
A lot of that has to do, I think,
and
with the
really
chick.
short skirts for date night.
The chick who runs who runs Torrid is a very thin woman.
Which is wrong. She should be fat.
Not necessarily she should be fat, but like they had a whole Q&A thing that I'd been following on TikTok. This awesome creator named Hannah who goes into, fat plus size clothing and stuff, and she has this series, is this clothing or is this sleepwear? Because a lot of plus size women's clothing, you can't tell the difference between the two. And that's part of it is like, if you were to go to Torrid's website, 90% of it is, Mickey Mouse t-shirts and cold shoulder shirts. And it's like, is that loungewear or is that a shirt I can wear to, wherever? And it's so difficult. And she had been going on and on about like, not on and on. I don't mean like that to sound negative, but she had been doing this series about it, criticizing them for, oh, this is the same skater dress, just in a different color.
Yeah.
Like the Torrid's like Halloween like designs where, oh, this is a black skater dress with a white collar to be Wednesday Addams. Like what? Like, oh, and you're gonna charge an extra $30 for it. It's the stupidest shit. And she had been doing this series, and then she went to this Torrid Q&A that was online from like the actual owner of, or not owner, but like
the CEO.
The CEO, yeah. And she was asking questions in the chat, and all of her questions were getting deleted. And at one point, she had asked, the entire Q&A and the entire thing was about the CEO's battle with breast cancer. And instead of making it about Torrid, which is what it was supposed to be about, it was all about her and her breast cancer journey and stuff. And then, like, they removed her from the Q&A, and then they went, like, online about someone was harassing her over, I'm a breast cancer survivor, and she was just coming up, blah, blah, like, this is a whole thing. And people started threatening Hannah to the point where someone from Torrid contacted Hannah's boss, telling Hannah's boss that she was on their Q&A giving a breast cancer survivor a hard time. Like, what? It was the stupidest shit. And then when Hannah brought it to the public's attention, Torrid released a statement like, we don't condone bullying. We don't know what happened to this creator's blah, 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 blah. Like, the most bullshittiest of bullshit.
Yeah.
And, like, Hannah was in tears over it. Hannah wants them to, like, Hannah being a plus-size woman is like, I want plus-size clothing that we want. It's not just florals, and it's not just cold shoulders. We want more than that. Because plus-size women should have the same options as straight-size women. Like, it's not fair to us that we just get these 1 or 3 options in the same color. And Torrid used to be a great place for that. Like, they had options. I have plenty of stuff from Torrid from prior to their Sycamore Partners takeover that, it was good clothes. It fit me. It looked hot. I liked it. I felt good in it. But now everything's
I
at.
want to know where this stuff is at and why you don't wear it.
I don't own it. I don't own it anymore. Like it's gone now.
Damn it.
Like the cold shoulder stuff. Like I don't mind cold shoulder stuff, but my shoulders are kind of rounded, and I don't want that to just be all my look is. And florals are great, but if everything in like when we go to Maurice's tomorrow, because we're gonna go there, a lot of it's gonna be florals, baseball tee florals that, you know, it's what they provide, because plus size clothing, their fashion is not inclusive of what we want to wear, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like Torrid, like you said, is like Hot Topic. It went from being this awesome, you know, hey, this has awesome like counterculture clothes, and now it's just, oh my god, another cold shoulder t-shirt. Good job.
Yay.
It's whatever. I mean,
It's annoying.
it is. It's super annoying, because the thing that gets me the most is that they're charging twice as much for clothes as straight sizes, and it makes no sense. And you can say, oh, it's more fabric. No.
It's a little more fabric.
Mildly more fabric, but then why isn't it cheaper to buy smaller clothing?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, you can go to any straight size store, and an extra large and a small are not different prices. They're all the same size, or they're all the same price. They're obviously different sizes of clothing. So how is just a little bit more than an extra large that much more expensive?
Yeah.
First of all, one. And if you have a brand that's entirely plus size, where is the same sort of variety that you have in a straight size store?
If you're going to be a plus size store, specialize in plus size clothing.
Yeah, don't just. What I really hate is when they take like a straight size something and just size it up. Because it just turns into this giant blob of
Fabric.
Like some of the shirts I pointed out to you at Torrid. Like the sweater line for the shoulder will come down to the middle of my like the middle of my upper arm, because they're just like, oh, we're just gonna make it everything bigger, and that's it. That's all they do.
Yeah.
They just make this part bigger, because everyone's arms are roughly the same. Like, it's not, you go from, you know, this arm length is where the sleeve length is, right? That's the sleeve length, but everyone's arms are generally around the same size. Even if you're a small or a large, the arms are generally the same length.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you know, if you're 4'3", your arms are not going to be as long as someone who's 6'5", but that's a little different in.
Yeah, you're
whatever.
buying petite
Or big and tall, yeah. But if you're going from a medium on a 5'8" woman to a 2X in a 5'8" woman, our arms are the same length. So they make the sleeve shorter, but the top, like the body part, wider.
Yeah.
So it still goes down to my wrists, but the shoulder part's here. That's not how. So it just looks like this giant tent with little sleeves. I got a big head and little arms. Like, that's not how that doesn't work. And then it looks weird.
Yeah.
And so then I feel weird trying to wear this thing that doesn't fit my body right. And that's another thing. Like, plus size women come in so many different shapes. And I know that makes it difficult.
You're proportionate.
I am very proportionate for a plus size woman.
Yeah.
I get that. But there are people who are built like blueberries on sticks, and they're valid too. And they deserve clothes that fit them.
Yeah.
And it sucks that to get plus size clothing in the size that fits you best is such a crapshoot. That's why, like, I don't want to say I hate when people buy me clothes, because I love when people buy me stuff. But like, I get very weird about it, because like my mom would do this. She would buy me, oh, look at this, it's so pretty. But it would be something that would be like there would be one of those boob lines.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be like long enough for my massive titties.
Yeah.
So it would just have a line going through the middle of my boob.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to work for me, Mom. Why not? It's your size. No, it's not. But it's like, you can't fit every size with a mass-produced something.
Yeah.
So why not put care into your brand to fit the people who buy your brand? Like, straight sizes I understand, because 98%, like, to be fair though, 70 or 80% of America is plus size.
Yeah.
Technically. So we're not straight sizes all out here, but straight sizes have 80% of the market. So 80% of the population is trying to fit into 20% of the clothes. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Mhm.
It makes me mad because I am 80% of the population, and I want more clothes. I say it's too much clothes.
And it's always interesting to me because, like, I'm a man,
Mm-hmm.
and men's pants, for example, I'm a 34-29, so I have to wear a 34-30 because 29-inch inseam is very difficult to find.
Yep, same as my dad.
You know, because I have long legs, no torso, and what's in my torso is big gut. But my pants fit under my gut.
Yeah.
Because that's actually where I would wear my pants at.
Yep.
Because I'm a man.
Yep.
I'm not a woman. I don't hike my pants up over my belly.
I've only started doing that recently, let's be fair.
Okay. Anyway, doesn't matter to me. Not worried about low rise, high rise. Don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but women's pants come in like 2,
Women's
4,
pants.
20.
Women's pants are just a size, and whatever the inseam length is, that's it.
We have short, regular, and long.
I have never seen that advertised.
It's not advertised. It's on the pants, though.
Okay. Well.
But you're very accurate. There is no standard size for women's pants. You can get a 2 from Old Navy
Yeah.
and a 2 from Hollister, and they'll be 2 completely
well,
different sizes.
that happens with men's pants too. I have a pair of 32s in there that I can still get around my fat ass. I have a pair of 34s between 2 different pairs of pants I bought at the same store.
Mm-hmm.
One's Falls Creek, one's Wrangler.
Mm-hmm.
They both got the elasticy waistband fit,
Mm-hmm.
which I can't believe I had to buy. I should really walk more. I should not eat those last 4
You're going to eat
adult
them anyway.
Lunchables. Probably later. One fits okay.
Yeah.
One falls off my ass,
Yeah.
but it's tight in the front.
Yeah.
And they're both supposed to be 34-inch waists.
No, and I understand that.
But the only specialty with men, and I've noticed this in all my years of, besides for big and tall, which is different.
Yes.
Big and tall is a completely different beast.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's Preston and I who are short kings. And
Yeah.
Britton are too.
But
Who are, we're short kings.
Yeah.
And then there's people like my boss, who's like 6'4",
mm-hmm.
and 300 something.
Something.
And then there's my dad,
Mm-hmm.
who's like 6'2", and at one point was pushing 4.
Yeah.
You know, that's a whole that's
It's a different
definitely
beast, yeah.
he needed more fabric.
And that's another thing too. You guys have a big and tall,
Yeah.
which is all
Well, you
positive
have
things.
plus size, which is
It's called plus size now, but it's not always been plus sizes. But plus size indicates that it's extra. Big and tall is just like, oh, they're big and they're tall. Yeah. No, we're plus sizes. Like, we have to have extra. Like, it just makes it seem more as a negative. But yes,
But
men's sizes are.
the only thing I've ever seen for like body shapes for men, and I kid you not, when I bought my suit, that I'm now at a size where now that suit would not be overly so big on me anymore. And I don't remember I forgot the suit dimensions because I had looked it up enough to go buy a suit for my buddy Dan's wedding.
Yeah.
Where I was going to give the best man speech.
Yeah.
So I bought a brand new suit, pants, shoes
All that
I
shenanigans,
wore
yeah.
one time, and that's it. If you have a belly like mine, they suggest you buy a portly
Yeah.
suit because it's actually cut to stick out, to jet out a little bit so that
You have
you're
more
not
space.
stressing on the buttons.
Yep.
Or so that you can button it up relatively easy because the idea with a men's suit is that you just kind of gently button it up, gently unbutton it when you sit down, gently button it back up when you stand
Yeah, it's
up.
not supposed to be snug and tight.
Yeah, it's supposed to accommodate your stomach when you sit down.
Yeah.
So men, if you're out there listening to this show and you're buying a suit
Get portly.
and you're like, man, this thing is snug around my belly, but all the dimensions fit when I'm standing up, it's because you need a portly suit. If you have a portly suit and it's still doing that, then you need a bigger size, bro. I'm sorry. I need to look out for my bros. But anyway. And it's not that I couldn't have wore the portly suit when I was skinnier.
Yeah.
I could have.
Yeah.
It just would have looked a little weird.
Yeah.
It would have looked like I was wearing my dad's suit.
Yeah.
Like I was wearing a suit for a fatter man.
Well, and
But then again, I was wearing a suit for a fatter man to begin with. So.
and even then, portly doesn't come across as necessarily a negative thing.
Well, that's just the difference between men and women.
No, that's the difference between men and women's fashions.
Well, it's the difference between men and women in general. Let's be real. Fewer women judge men for being bigger and fatter than men judge women.
Yes, and it's entirely on men.
That's why. No.
I know.
I have had plenty of plus size women bigger than you
Yes.
make comments about my looks because I was portly.
Yes.
You have a dad bod. Dad bod is something to take pride in and also a great insult at the same time.
And I can understand that.
Like, I accept that I am fat. I don't have a dad bod. I accept that I am fat because I was also still a dad at 168 pounds.
Yeah.
When I had basically the male equivalent of a muffin top.
Yeah.
Because I have no upper body muscle strength. Otherwise, I would have had abs.
But okay, and I understand that. I get that. Like it's dad bods have been, however, brought into more of a popular mainstream. This is a good thing. Women want it, sort of way. Don't break shit over there.
Well, women supposedly want it until they're faced with wanting it.
I want it.
Well, of course you do.
Hey.
But you're not hung up on
No.
You're not hung up on the shape of my teeth.
No.
And
No, because I'm not a jackass.
what kind of house I live in, what kind of car I drive.
To be fair, I live in a similar kind of house. I have more square footage than you do.
Barely.
Hey,
I have more usable square footage.
you
want
to fight? Just fight me already.
Man, we've gone over this already during this show.
I know. Okay, but still, I get where, but I wish women's pant sizes were the same sort of 36, 30 sort of.
Yeah.
Because that would be so much more helpful. Because, like I said, you can go to one store and be one size, and you can go to another store and be another size in women's clothes. And
like,
I wear 20s.
Yeah.
I think at Maurice's right now. I could go to Walmart and not be a 20. I could be a 22.
Yeah.
And it's terrible. Like, it's stupid.
I think a lot of that comes down to manufacturing. Because there's only about 5 companies that make jeans for men. Let's be real.
Falls Creek.
Wrangler, Levi. Well, I think Falls Creek is made by another company that makes about 80 other fucking...
Yeah.
It comes down to Levi, Wrangler. I think... No, Dickies doesn't have... I think Dickies denim is made by one of the major companies.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the women's branding, there's a billion fucking companies that make women's clothes. And they're all going to have different standards.
Well, I think a lot of...
Even though they're all made in Vietnam, they're all made by different companies. So the standards come in for different...
Vanity sizing bothers me. That I think is what gets me. Is like Marilyn Monroe, who is like the epitome of Hollywood sex appeal. Like she was...
In the 60s.
Okay, but she was and still is a lot of
JFK.
people... Shut up, listen. She still was and still is very much a sex symbol. Like the whole part with her in the dress and the whole, she was in Playboy and all that. Was a beautiful woman. She would be considered plus size by today's standards. And that's where
She is.
Yeah.
Or no, she was a size 13. She wasn't plus size.
She would be considered a plus size by today's standards. If you go to any sort of major modeling agency, I use this word loosely, modeling agency, like people who like take photos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
8 and up is plus size.
Well,
for models.
Yeah.
But everyone in America is 14 and up. Not everyone. I shouldn't say that. 80% of America is 14 and up.
Yep.
Which is technically considered plus size.
Which is a 34 to 36 inch male waist if you guys are doing scorekeeping at home.
It's stupid. It's so stupid. It's like, first of all, our national average is
But then again, the United States is the fattest country in the world.
Agreed.
No, that's a
No, I know, but I agree with you. But it's what gets me is where people. This leads into another thing I've been thinking about lately, where you look at a person who's 5'8", 5'7", whatever my height, and if you expect them to be a certain weight, what they should look like. I've seen this a lot on TikTok. I've been watching a lot of body positivity TikToks where it's like, this guy said I should be 120, but I'm 5'8" and I weigh 150, and he thinks I weigh 120. It's like, do you not know how much people weigh? People don't understand?
Oh, people have missed with me so much.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Before I lost weight, like now that I've lost weight, now that they've actually seen me at 170, 180 pounds, they were like, "Oh wow."
Yeah.
And yes, Cole, it's my thick ass fucking thigh muscles because there's no upper body strength here.
No, so I had a similar
and
situation.
My dick. But anyway,
I went to Michigan Adventures one time with my ex.
That's not true!
And
I was talking about my dick with that one.
I know. We went to that whole like guess your weight thing that they have, which is, super fun. And
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let me do this. She tried to guess my weight. She said 140. I got on there. It went over 200 and then came back down a little bit. She's like, just take your price. I was like, yeah, exactly. You don't know. Like, you look at me right now. I don't look like I weigh 325. I weigh 325.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking thick ass bitch, but I can also pick your ass up.
Yeah, you can.
Literally. So it's not.
That's not true!
What gets me is that there are people out there who are like, oh, you should weigh 120. If I weighed 120 with my frame, I would look sickly.
But there is actually a healthy weight. Like, when everyone's like, why is your goal 159? 159 pounds at my age and my height is my healthy BMI.
Mm.
I asked my doctor what that number would be.
But
and he said, that's the number. He goes, that's the number to get the overweight thing off of your chart. And I go, okay, cool, let's do it.
But even then, the BMI is not a number people should be going by.
No, but it's a guideline.
It's a
to
general.
Where are you at?
I will give you, it's a general, but okay, I could be 159 because we're the same height, and I know women's BMIs are a bit different, but if I weighed 159, I would still look disgusting because I would be super thin everywhere else and my titties would be fucking making me fall over. Like, you have to include my titties, and they're 40 fucking pounds. Like, I could break your fucking face with these. It's not.
You almost did.
I've done a lot of things. Now, listen, if you were to make the rest of me lose so much weight that I weighed 150, my boobs would have to be chopped the fuck off for that to happen.
You would have to have a breast reduction.
I would. For it to be, and make me look.
Unless magically, when you were burning all that weight, your boobs did actually start to shrink.
And see, that's the thing, they won't. Because
well, we don't know that.
No, listen, I do know that. Back after I had Sophie, 2013, in March, I remember when this was. It was right before I started at Arby's. I went on a cute little diet thing. I was like, I'm going to lose weight. I had boneless, skinless chicken breasts and asparagus for lunch and dinner. I drank water. I had, like, those Kellogg's, like, little snack bar things that were like 100 calories for 2 of them for breakfast, and I had water. I even went like Mrs. Dash's no salt seasoning. I went out for I lost 30 pounds. All right, my boobs never got smaller. They didn't change, not even a little bit, and they've only gotten bigger since.
Well,
so I can only imagine if I lose weight now, they're gonna they might lose a little bit because they're just massive. But it's highly unlikely they're going to go down in size for it to be noticeable.
Well, then you're going to get a lot of looks when you're walking through the mall.
No, I'm not. No one looks at me. Shut up.
Maybe you and I should do that.
What?
Do like a 60-day challenge where we
only eat the healthy things and drink.
Where we like okay, so I went over this with Charla. I lost almost 50 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I still drink soda.
Yeah. You switched.
So I know. No, I had already been drinking diet at that point. Diet was my first okay. So weight's an interesting thing for me because there was a point in my life where I weighed 260 pounds.
Yes.
And the shirts that I have in my closet were tight, didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you think I have a hard enough time? Like, man, I gotta pick out a shirt for today. I used to have a really hard time because I have a lot. Almost all my t-shirts are the same.
Yeah.
So, like, that's the thing. I know what shirts still fit. because those were like the 8 t-shirts I wore all the time back then.
Yeah.
So I was like almost a 40. I wore 40s with a belt. I wore 38s without a belt, and they were tight. So, you know, like, so I was at 260, and I got down to 240.
Mhm.
And I stayed at 240 for God knows how long.
Mhm.
And then I dropped down to 220.
Mhm.
I started dating a girl.
Ooh.
I got up to 230 in a year and a half. Because that's about my running weight if I eat unrestricted diet.
Mhm.
Which is why I'm back there right now. Because if I just eat the foods I want to eat, that's about where I end up is 230. Okay. Then when her and I broke up, I was like, no, I'm gonna lose some weight to become a little bit more attractive.
Okay.
And I got down to 200 when I was dating, before I started dating my ex. And
Yes.
then, years of dating another plus size woman that liked to eat a lot, I started gaining weight slowly. I started losing weight when she had her gastric bypass because we started eating more healthy food because that's all she could tolerate in her stomach.
Yeah.
The problem was I ate all the leftovers,
Which you still do.
which is why I'm gaining weight. I'm getting better.
Good.
But anyway, so I got up to 220
Mm-hmm.
again when we broke up, and I was like, you know what? I'm fucking done with this. Now, mind you, I'd lost 10 pounds because of pure ass fucking depression getting dumped.
Yeah.
But then after that, I was like, okay, well, I've lost 10 pounds. I feel a little bit better. I'm sleeping better at night.
Let's keep
Now I'm in therapy, so I know I'm not
Aw.
sleeping better at night because of depression.
Oh, look at you.
So it was like, all right, cool. Let's just keep it rolling. I got to 168, and I remember the night I gave up on my diet. I was with Charla and Charlene at the Big Boy. And Charlene had never had Big Boy before.
Wow.
She'd never had cheesecake before.
Oh, no.
And I was like, well, fuck it. We're all going to get a piece of cheesecake. I'm going to treat myself. In 10 months, I had lost 50 pounds.
There you go.
That's a very healthy way. Because I started with losing 10 pounds instantly, then slowly trickled it off over time because
Yeah.
eventually it gets to the point where it's like, holy fuck, I'm looking at food and getting hungry. Or I'm looking at food and getting fat.
Yeah.
Like, eventually,
It's me.
eventually at some point you have to start exercising, apparently. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I don't want to do that anymore.
I gotta start doing lunges this week. That's on my... I'm gonna talk about this in a minute. But,
You're like, I have a plan.
so, I got down to 168.
Yes.
And
Well done.
I was, feeling very good about myself.
Mhm. As you should.
And I gave up on my diet.
As you shouldn't have.
Well, I didn't give up on my diet.
I know, you just...
I transferred into the warehouse at my old employer, the
Yeah.
tire company. So, I've had this habit of losing weight, gaining it back, losing weight, gaining it back, losing weight, gaining it back
Mhm.
over time.
Yeah, it happens.
The reason why, because I went from 168 to about 180. 12 pounds in a year isn't a bad
No.
deal, especially considering you and I started dating and we started going on dates again. Like, I started going on dates. Like, I had been going on dates, like one singular, going on date night weekly with someone or bi-weekly, and going to a restaurant where they serve steak and burgers with ranch sauce and everything else. That's a little different.
Yeah, that's right. You got fat when you started dating me.
And then Preston introduced me to the High Five Queso burrito at QuickTime.
Good job. Well done. Good job, Preston.
And it was like, son of a bitch, I'm going to get real fat off this shit. I don't give a fuck. This tastes good because I was walking 5 miles a fucking day.
Well, and we were dating, so you weren't trying to impress anybody.
Yeah, I was done impressing people. I had got someone
Yeah, you got me.
who didn't care about my body, only cared about my dick.
I mean,
Let's be real.
hey now.
So get your facts
Anyway.
straight.
That's not...
But
I care about more than just your dick.
when I went on my medicine, that medicine was good for a 30-pound increase of weight, and I stopped
Yeah, caring
I went from walking 5 miles a day at work by itself to walking maybe 3 miles a day at home throughout the course of the day.
Yeah.
With the longest walk sometimes during my day being the 5 or 6 times daily that I would walk from my office to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, is quite a hike. It's
See,
about 300, 400 feet away.
and my trip to my bathroom at my work is
10 steps, maybe 15, 20 if you count to the toilet.
My commute to work is so much easier though.
Your commute to work is
Rolling out of
one
bed.
leg over the edge, another leg over the edge, stand up, shuffle feet, sit down.
That's it. That's pretty much it.
I've done this because I got the whiteboard at work.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes about 2 to 3 steps to get over to the area of the whiteboard that I start writing down things on. My smartwatch doesn't detect that I actually moved or took a step.
See, my longest walk during the day.
You would be at 0 steps almost all day.
That's accurate. My longest walk generally is when I wake up to go get my son awake, who's at the very front of my trailer. And then I get him up. I get Sophie up. I get them to the car and out to the bus. And then I come back. And then
They can walk to their bus
I'm
stop.
not making them walk to the bus stop.
They can walk.
No, I'm not making them walk to the bus stop.
Man,
No.
it's just around the corner.
It's just down the street. I don't fucking care. I'm not making them walk. I love my
I walked
children.
further.
I don't care. I've walked further too. I don't give a shit.
You lived You lived down the street from your school, though.
Only
Which
till
I
ninth
also
grade.
did and walked.
Only till 9th grade. And then I was delivered to school for 2 years, 2.5 years. And then my senior year, I drove myself to school in my vehicle. And then I drove myself to school when I lived in my own apartment, from which I graduated school as a senior living on my own, because that's who I am. No, but I'm not going to make my kids walk. I don't want to make my kids walk. I'm not. It gives me a few minutes in the morning when, we're out and I can tell them have a good day, make good choices. My daughter can fart in my car, which, okay, so listen, my daughter had these rank ass farts Friday morning. It was terrible. Like, I went to wake her up and I had her clothes with me because I picked out her clothes because she had to dress fancy for whatever super mega duper day it was at school. And so I walked into her room, sitting down, wake up, kiddo. I hear her fart and I go, what the? You stink. And I had to leave the room. I came back fanning the room with her clothes. I was like, this is terrible. What did you eat? Stop it. You nasty. And then she laughed, and it was a good time. Like, we laugh in the morning. We have lots of good jokes. I wake her up, and we talk about feetsies. Feetsies. I can make her put her socks on her feetsies. But so she farted, and it stunk, and it was terrible. And we had a whole thing about that. And then, she had breakfast, and we went to the bus stop, and she gets out of my car. I'm like, have a good day. Take over the world. She turns around, puts her butt in my car, farts, and closes the door. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. The fuck did you just do? I am unpleased. I heard that. Brandon just farted in the other room. No, but it's like, why would you fart? Like, why would you release your stank ass farts in my car and then close the door on me? I rolled down my window. I was like, I can't. But I'm going to drive my kids to school. Not to school, but to the bus. I like having that moment. And I mean, Brian and I have missed the bus a few times, so I've had to drive him to school. Because, the bus. But it's gotten better now that I've started waking him up earlier. So.
And what happened when we did that?
What? When we started waking him up earlier?
Yeah.
Things got done at my house.
Lots of things.
I took my Adderall like 5:30 in the morning. I did dishes. I did laundry. Like, I was like, what the fuck's wrong with me? It slowly tapered off over the weekend.
Yeah.
Like, Monday, I did that. Monday, I woke up like, I
yeah.
gave you your call at 5:15. On top of that, like, Brian had to get up early to take a shower because he didn't want to shower Sunday night. So, like, I had to get him up to shower. And so I took, my Adderall. I started doing dishes and cleaning up my kitchen, and then I was doing laundry, and he was ready. He was like, oh my God, like 45 minutes, or like, he was like, I have like an hour until we have to leave. I'm like, yeah, this is what happens when you wake up early. And then work was really good. Like, my wrap up was really good. Like, I was like on point. Friday, my wrap up was like 35.
Still better than average.
Still better. Yeah. It's
improving.
My overall for the month so far is now down to 38, which is good. But it's like, my bosses noticed my wrap up was better. Like, it was to the point where it's like my wrap up on a daily basis was like a 40, and then it was
Yeah.
like a 28. They were like, "Ma'am, what did you do?" I was like, "I don't know, drugs earlier."
Drugs.
I told them I was like, "I took my meds earlier. I woke up earlier. I was a very productive day. I don't know what's different." but yeah, and like Sophie got up earlier those days too, and I think her teachers noticed it because I had her IEP meeting, and
Yeah.
I explained, I was like, she was up earlier, and she's like, well, maybe that would be good. Because, Sophie's gotten better, though, from the beginning of school till now. She's gotten better with what she needs help with. So,
Good.
back to what we were talking about.
What were we talking about?
Brian. He got his ass grabbed on the bus.
Yep.
And in his history class, a kid grabbed his boob multiple times.
Today's.
No, just the one boob.
Okay.
But, like, that's... I know, like, I understand wanting to joke around, but I don't feel like these were joking things, and, like, it just made school more difficult for my son, and so I emailed his principal, and...
It's one thing if everyone's on board.
Yeah.
Like, if there's anyone that works for the tire company listening, and you feel comfortable doing this, and I'm not suggesting you do this, but if you feel comfortable doing this, actually don't do this. But there's a gentleman there. He's got Wick in his name.
Well,
Tell him I miss grabbing his ass randomly throughout the day.
but you guys are both on board with that.
We were both on board with it. Not only were we both on board with it, it got to the point where people were like, are they?
Well, and I mean, that's one thing. Like, you can both be in on it, and it's a thing. Like you say,
I would run my hand across the small of his back. He would rub my shoulder
Oh, good
sexily.
Good
Like,
Lord.
we were those kind of friends.
Like, yeah.
Like, there was a point where we were both dating girls, and the girls were over, and I brushed his beard gently as I walked by, and kind of like did this thing, like a really flirtatious thing. His girlfriend Alicia looked at me, and she's like, I'm not having a three-way. My girlfriend looked at me and said, what the fuck?
No, and that's fine. Again, that's fine when it's like everyone's included in it. But this is not something
Shaq Nasty is another guy that I would just walk behind and just kind of just give him a little on the butt.
But what was happening to my son was definitely not something that he had signed up for or something that he wanted.
Your son is definitely not the kind of person that is I'm ever going to have to worry about playing ass grab.
No. I mean, maybe when he's older, but it's
Probably not.
Yeah, no. He's very much a don't touch me sort of, like, stay out of my personal space kind of
Stay
person.
away.
But
Yeah.
shut up. But he
Mom.
stop. But he he told me these things, and
Give me back my son!
when it was one thing when he told me about Tyson, and I told him to tell Tyson to stop. Like,
Yeah.
When it's a one-off situation, I thought it had just been once. Maybe twice Tyson did this, and I was like, just tell him to stop, and if he touches you again, fucking push him. Be like, don't fucking touch me. He's like, I can't say that word. I'm like, well, fuck, just say it. I don't care. Tell him not to fucking touch you. But then he told me about the butt incident on the bus, and I'm like, that's going too far. Like,
Yeah.
it's one thing, like, you can put your hand on someone's chest and it can be mistaken for the boob. Like, maybe that might have been Tyson's issue, but this kid grabbing his ass on the bus was definitely not just that's being horrible. And not to mention that, but the kid next to him starts calling my son Mosshead because of his slowly fading green hair, which my son won't let me, like, cut it all off so it's just brown again. He's like, no. Won't even let me give him a haircut. He cut his own bangs because they were getting too long. I was like,
Good.
Like, child, can you please just let me fix this? It looks atrocious. But so I emailed his principal. I was like, this is going on and it's not okay. I mean, it's not acceptable. And his principal immediately emailed me back. Like, I emailed him at like 4 or something, and less than an hour later, I get an email back from his principal saying that he's going to handle it the next morning. And he gives me a call the next morning, and the 2 kids have been suspended. He was even offering to move Tyson to a different class to get him out of class with Brian, because that's where it was happening in 4th hour and whatnot. And I was like, no, you don't need to disrupt everyone's, like, shit like that. But, he talked with the parents. He had the parents in there. And I appreciate the quickness in which that happened.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it, like, I need to talk to Brian and see if it's happened since then. Because now that they're back at school, like, I need to see you know, if this is something that's continued on. But it's more than what I feel happened when I was getting bullied in school.
Well, I mean, I got bullied in school. And 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I had some really close friends from elementary school who made other friends, and I got included in that. And it was cool that I got included in that group of the people. You know, and they're friends. I haven't talked to most of them in about 15, 20 years. You know, but that doesn't mean I'm not friend. That doesn't mean that, you know, we didn't have good times and whatever.
Yeah.
Just a lot of it was we graduated from high school. Like the one friend switched high school, or two of the friends switched high schools completely. I barely ever saw them after that.
Yeah.
The one friend, we graduated from high school. We were in college. We had a band. He went to go do something else in a different band, and then we didn't see each other because he was a part of a friend group that didn't like me. There was too much drama there, and I had a girlfriend, so I was getting laid all the fucking time, so I wasn't going to go fuck around with that shit. I was going to go fuck my girlfriend.
Right.
You know, because that's what you do.
Yeah, in front of her parents' house.
You know, oh, yeah, we'll get into that one in a different episode here. But anyway, multiple times. But it, like, you know, I was sad and disappointed to hear that something bad had happened to him. Like, it still hurt my heart to hear that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, there was a part of me, and I'll tell you off air because I'm not here to air out dirty laundry, because there's just enough people that know who I am that aren't random internet strangers or former coworkers.
Hello, random internet stranger.
That if I said who this was and what happened to them, they'd immediately know the person.
Yeah.
But I also have a lot of hope that my other friends will start listening to the show. The ones I have left. But, I mean, like, something bad happened to him.
Yeah, it's still...
And he's still making up for the bad thing that happened to him. And it hurt my heart to hear that it happened. And I was kind of like, I know we don't talk a lot anymore. But if you had told me there was an issue, I would have definitely done something to help out.
Yeah.
I know it'd been at least 10 years since I'd seen or talked to him when that had happened. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I definitely understand that. I went to school.
Like, there was a person that was another friend of mine, and that we all knew each other through the band scene. And he was even like, shit, really?
Yeah.
Well, fuck, I wish you would have said something, because I know this person, this person, this person. We could have helped him out.
Yeah.
Get him, not necessarily getting him out of trouble, but
helping him recover.
Reducing his amount of, like, not necessarily getting him out of the trouble, but getting him pointed in the right direction.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So.
Well, and I mean, it sucks too when you have someone you haven't spoken to in a long time, and then something bad happens, and it does still hurt. Like, I had a friend who, he was in the hospital. It was a situation, so a kid I went to high school with, who I also hadn't seen in 10, 15 years, had an incident where he wound up in the Grand River, passed out. He'd been assaulted or something. I'm not 100% sure still on what happened. But he was in the hospital, and he had to be put, like, on an ECMO machine.
Yeah.
He actually lost part of his leg after the fact, but he was like, it was a really bad situation. And again, I hadn't seen him in years. I went to the hospital. I went and seen him and talked to his mom and talked to our friends who, like, we went to school to, like, people who still talk to him and seen him on a regular basis who I also hadn't seen in years. I still showed up. I was like, hey, you know, let me be here and support and do what I can to be here for him. Even though there's not a whole lot I can do. He's essentially in a coma. But let me show up and show support for the people who are in his life and can help him, and let them know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
And it sucks when you see that and you're like, I might not have seen you in ages, but here I am.
Yeah.
But
anyway, this friend group had one guy who thought it was cool as hell to make fun of me.
Oh.
And he was hellbent, and we all knew he had a shitty home life. But no one wanted to say he had a shitty home life.
So he's got it.
Yeah, it was worse.
Okay.
Yeah. But he had a shitty home life, and he was taking it out on someone, and he thought I was his mark.
Mm-hmm.
And I let it build up for about 2 or 3 years, and then one day in 8th grade, in October, I punched him in the face.
There you go.
And it's debated as to whether or not I broke his nose. He was bleeding from his nose. There's usually only one way blood comes out of your nose if someone punches you.
Yeah, it's broken.
But allegedly, I didn't break his nose.
Oh, no, his nose.
We both got suspended. He got suspended for harassment and bullying.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the late 90s when that wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
I got suspended for 1 day.
Because
he got suspended for 3 days for harassment and bullying because it had been going on for so long.
Yeah, exactly.
And the school knew about it, but I never reacted to it.
Yeah.
I got suspended for 1 day for punching a kid.
Yeah.
We both would have been expelled in today's standards.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like the kid who called me a dyke every day of 9th grade, I went to the principal multiple times, and it never stopped, and he never got suspended. He never got, kicked out of school or anything. But, yeah, in today's climate, there is a much higher zero tolerance. I say much higher zero tolerance because there still is bullying that happens. It's not a zero tolerance. It's when it's called attention to by the parents, I think there's that, we better do something.
Yeah.
But even then, like when my parents brought it to the school's attention that I was having a hard time, there still wasn't shit done back in the day.
Yeah.
And I feel there are multiple forms of bullying that are unacceptable. Like there's no acceptable form of bullying, but like he was mean to you directly to your face.
Yep.
Barrick called me a dyke every day, but I was also excluded from a lot of things. And for me, that has affected me more than being called names. You can call me any fucking name you want. Like at this point, it does not affect me, but the exclusionary bullying that I experienced affected me more. This is something I learned in therapy.
Yeah.
Because it hurt me in a way that when I was working at PageWorks, the place where I got the wrapping paper for your presents,
that you taped up.
Then I put normal amounts of tape on.
Ma'am.
Shut up.
I couldn't find a hole to put my finger.
At least that's the only place you can't find a hole. But when I worked there, my direct supervisor, Jenny, would have conversations with another coworker right next to her while I was at the end of the thing doing my part of the job in the mail area. And I would feel excluded, and that hurt.
Yeah.
Because not only did it bring up feelings of being excluded in high school, because it wasn't that I wasn't necessarily unliked. I had friends in middle school and 9th grade when I went to Lee. I had friends, few of them, but it was that the group of people who like we all sat at the same table, they wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah.
They wouldn't acknowledge me. Mm-hmm. They made it hard to exist in school because it wasn't just, oh, you suck. Oh, we don't like you. We're going to call you bad names. It was Ashley telling another Ashley that I'm a lesbian, so Ashley won't let me touch her hair anymore because
you were Lebanese.
I was Lebanese. They said that, and like I would braid Ashley's hair in class because I was bored, and she sat in front of me. It was just something to fucking do. I like touching hair. I'm weird. I could probably go. I don't want to go to school for hair. So freaking ridiculous. But after Ashley told her that I was a lesbian, I was Lebanese, she would not talk to me anymore. I'm not a lesbian. The only reason they called me a lesbian is because I shared a bunk bed. I was on top and Lisa was on bottom with a person named Lisa Rakowski in 6th grade camp. And we switched beds because we each wanted a chance to sleep on the top bunk. And we did Mad Libs together. That's it. And they said we were lesbians. That's it. And so since 6th grade, I'm a lesbian.
Oh, Lord.
Because we did Mad Libs and switched bunks. The fuck?
Right.
Like, and not only that, but like our dorm was terrible. So to the point where like the other bitches, like Lisa and I were just sitting there doing Mad Libs, being quiet. The other bitches were being loud and obnoxious. We had to all get up at one point and run laps around the dorm because we were assholes. My grade was the last grade to be able to stay overnight at 6th grade camp because of that shit. But they want to call me a lesbian because we swapped beds and did Mad Libs. Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
We were best friends. 2 Lisas being best friends. Like, the fuck? And then I was called a dyke for a haircut. Because I had a haircut that was mildly longer than yours. To be fair, I looked terrible. This was a bad choice for me. I didn't
You
know how to
should
do.
have.
I did not know what I was doing. I plastered my bangs to my forehead with gel. It was not a good look. It was not a pleasant time.
Oh.
But the concept still remains that, I was bullied and picked on for these things,
We
and then
all
I was
make mistakes.
left out of things. It wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh my God, everyone's calling you bad names, but you still have friends. It was, everyone's going to so-and-so's slumber party, but you're not invited.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't have that problem. I didn't have many friends. But that's beside the point.
But you seem to, the stories you tell me about school, though, you had more friends than I did. I had Roxanne. That was it.
Like,
I had Rachel occasionally. Even she was crazy.
I say I had friends. Like, there's people I'm still friends with on Facebook that I would say were my friends.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really, like, hang out independently. Like, it was
The group.
me and Kevin for a while. And then when Kevin switched schools, I had to find a new table to sit at. And I knew this girl named Brooke. And I sat there. And then one day, randomly, Dan came and sat with us because he knew someone in there. And then there was Mary that came and sat with us, and Brad. And that was our little lunch table group.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically enough, my boss's nephew, who I knew, kind of like friends of friends,
Yeah.
we're having lunch one day, shortly after I start up, and we're talking about work and whatever, eating on the company dime. And he's like, "Where'd you say you went to school at?" "Wyoming Park." "Oh, do you know person?"
Insert name, yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I do.
Was it?
One of my ex-girlfriends used to play D&D with him all the time at his house on Street."
Yeah.
And so I'd go over there occasionally and pick her up and just sit in the corner and fuck off and watch them play D&D, whatever. Yep, no, that sounds like name. What's he up to? Well, he lost 125 pounds and he joined the Navy.
Damn.
I was like, damn, I did not see that coming.
Right. I like how you had to find a new table. When I switched schools from Lee to Godwin.
Well, see, it wasn't that I had to find a new table because it was like I need to find a new table. We had off-campus lunch in 9th grade.
Yeah.
And there was the Hot Now on 28th Street. And that got closed. And they expanded our lunchroom at the same time. So even on the days when I wouldn't go to Hot Now, and even on the days I wouldn't go to Hot Now or go home for lunch, because I could actually make it to home and back in the 30 minutes for lunch, pick up a sandwich from my mom and go back. Because I would convince her at about minute 20, "Oh, fuck, I'm gonna be, Mom, can you take me to school? I'm gonna be late."
Good job. Well done.
I like not all my friends, because like I said, I knew other people at the school.
Yeah.
But all the people I'd eat lunch with left.
Yeah.
Were gone.
Yeah. And you don't want to sit at the table you'd been sitting at all alone.
Yeah, and it was kind of a combination because I had known Brooke since 7th grade. And we were friendly in the classes that we had together.
Yeah.
And she and Lauren sat down where Kevin and Quincy used to sit. Because those two were peas in a pod together. And we're just kind of looking for somewhere to sit.
Yeah.
Saw a friendly face, sat down. Dan, the next year, he and I became friends. And then all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, you're in my lunch group."
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You have A lunch also, or C lunch, or whatever it was we had. I don't know. I don't remember. So it's like, okay, cool. Well, why don't you come sit with us at lunch?
Yeah.
And then Brad, who was also not necessarily our friend per se, but we adopted him into the friend group for lunch. He'd come sit with us also and talk. And then Mary was just a loner who would come from Catholic school. And it was like, "No, person with an Operation Ivy t-shirt that looks identical to mine, come sit with us."
See?
Okay, so none of these people like skank music at all, except for me, but I'll talk to you about anything.
See?
Because you're cute.
I had a similar situation when I moved from Lee to Godwin. I started sitting at a table. It turned out to be the band kids table.
Oh, Lord.
And they adopted me. And I was friends with the band kids, even though I wasn't in band. So a lot of the people that I still talk to from Godwin are band kids. Because that's who and a lot of the band kids though were drama kids, and I did do drama. So
Oh yeah, you do drama.
fuck you. But it was very
That's not true!
it was very weird. Like it was the one by the door, so I sat there so I would be like try to be away from people because it was near the door so I could leave quickly. And then these people just sat down, like they're like, "This is our table." I was like, "Can I still sit here?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's fine." And then they started talking to me, and we became friendly. And I just sat there the entire time I went to high school there. But we also did have off-campus lunch, so I didn't sit there like all the time. Like I started going to Subway so much they knew my order when I'd walk in.
Trying to think where Subway is over there.
A 36.
Oh
in
yeah,
Division.
yeah, on Division.
Yeah.
It's Division part, not 36th Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um.
it was very nice.
Yeah, but like you were talking about, Charlotte had an incident this last week,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad Brian hasn't resorted to physical violence because I don't want him getting expelled
Well,
because he's in a good school district.
no, he is.
and it basically means you gotta, like, not necessarily you gotta move
Yeah.
because they will make exceptions for it,
Yeah.
but basically Sophia can't go to that school district either because now you're sending kids to two completely different school
Well, and
districts,
his school does such a great job with him in general about, working with him with his IEP and all that stuff, and
but
they all care about him. But yeah, no, I don't want him to get violent either, but I did tell him, I'm like, you are a big fucking kid. If you were to push one of these kids, they'd be afraid of you. Like,
Yeah.
you are the bigger than my boyfriend. He weighs
Yep.
235 pounds.
Yep.
He is 5'10" at least, and he wears 34 30s.
Yep.
And they're starting to get a little short. I'm gonna have to size that up. But it's like, he is a big kid. He has we arm wrestled, and it was pretty even for most of it. Like, I was putting my back into it. So he's
you
not
can do it. Put your back into it.
but he's stop it. Now I'm dancing in my head. No, but he's a big kid. Like, if he wanted to, he could take on one of these little punk ass bitches who wants to fight him or wants to be a twat. Like, a lot of the kids in his school are tiny. Not a lot, but like, he's not a small person.
He's definitely high school age kid in 8th grade.
He's definitely high school sized kid. Not aged, high school sized.
High school sized.
Yeah.
He's a upper high school.
He's like a junior in an 8th grader's body.
Yep.
And I'm like, can you not? But yeah, he could take out a bunch of them fucking kids if they want. I'm like, I don't want you to get physically violent, but if they start fucking with you one good fucking push and you'll
Yeah.
wreck them.
Mhm.
You send their fucking asses flying. I mean, I've watched you push your sister. She's a tiny little bitch. You send her fucking flying.
And like Charlotte had an issue this week too. They were supposed to on Monday or last Friday. The previous week, Friday, would be the 10th.
Yeah.
They all drew names out of a container, not a hat, because you're not allowed to wear hats at school.
And this wasn't
Stupid.
something school sanctioned either. This was just
No,
like their
this
little
was
friend
the
group.
little friend group. And they were all going to do Secret Santa, and they all agreed to keep it under $10.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. 7th graders have $10. But whatever.
Yeah.
So I took her, and it was all supposed to be, you had to buy the other person something Christmas themed. So they were able to request the thing that they wanted Christmas themed. And the person whose name she drew only asked for candy canes and maybe something else, but $10.
Yeah.
So we went and we walked and we found the fucking candy canes. And she was stressing over it because we were trying to find a little knickknack or something like that, like a little small Santa ornament or something like that. And we eventually just settled on candy canes.
Mm-hmm.
She was so excited, though, she told her grandpa. And her grandpa goes, well, I got something. We don't have to put a price tag on it.
Yeah.
You can give her along with the candy canes.
Yeah.
This person, she's so excited, and she's stressed out so much over this. And she's excited to give it to her. She forgot the candy canes in the car.
Mm-hmm.
But Grandpa being Grandpa,
Also had candy canes.
he also has candy canes from the same store, different
Flavor, color.
different store, but same company.
Oh, okay.
Bought candy canes. So it's like, okay, cool, we got bonus candy canes, whatever.
Very nice.
And whatever. And she's so excited. And then day comes, and the person whose name she drew, because they ended up drawing each other's names, because there's 4 people in this friend group.
There's only so much you can do.
Yeah. sat at another table and gave a different girl the present.
So does she still have the present she was supposed to give her?
Yes,
Okay.
I think. That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
But anyway. So, but later that night, she had her scout meeting, and they had to do a Secret Santa there, and you had to buy two $10 gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone goes overboard anyway and buys like 20.
Yeah.
Two $20 gifts. So her grandpa took care of that one, because he was like, "Hey, look, look, I understand it, but someone's gonna eventually give a gift card with a dollar amount on it." So
Yeah.
and he gave Audrina 2 of these really sharp, badass 1.5-inch pocket knives
Yeah.
in these nice little pouches.
Which is really great for scouts.
Yeah, which is great for scouts because everyone needs them. So the two people whose names
Whose name she got.
she gave them pocket knives,
Mhm.
and like they said, let's try and keep it scouts related.
Yeah.
She got Daryl, our plant, last year
Mm-hmm.
from that person,
Nice.
or from a person in her troop.
Yeah.
But whatever. Okay. So she's telling me about all the stuff she got at Scouts, this and that. I don't even remember what it was. I think one was like a $20 gift card to Meijer,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one was something else.
Yeah.
And then the troop leader got them all names with the troop on the front, the emblem, and then on the back they all have their last names custom embroidered into
With
it.
a hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a little beanie hat
Okay.
that's brightly colored
Very nice.
with her name on the back, so she doesn't ever have to worry about
Someone else having her hat.
someone else having her hat. I was like, awesome. I was so excited. It's her first piece of attire with my last name on the back of it. I'm so happy. But anyway, it's a jersey basically.
Yeah.
So, because even her scout uniform doesn't have her last name on it
No.
or her first name.
No.
So, but anyway, cool. And I was like, so how did your school gift go? Because you stressed over that.
Yeah.
And she told me what I told you.
Yeah.
And everyone else, it was a person sat at a different table. And then she goes, I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. That sucks. And she goes, yeah, it's okay. It's not the first time. A couple months ago, so-and-so made 3 friendship bracelets and didn't give me one. And then a few weeks later, so-and-so else brought in $10 Starbucks gift cards but didn't give me one.
Wow.
There's 5 of them total.
That's fucked
The
up.
the 4th one's already on vacation. That's
Of
why
course.
they
They
didn't.
only have, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, well, that sucks. And she's like, why are people so mean? And I was like, I don't understand either.
Yeah.
Because I'm going through the same thing right now with some people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't understand what happened. I wasn't aware that we were on bad terms just because there was a life change involved.
Yeah.
Or that maybe there wasn't a life change involved, or maybe that it's not even so much bad terms, but I thought we were,
You were more friends than.
I thought we were more friendly than I'm just going to completely forget about you.
Yeah.
Like I text Preston
Mm-hmm.
all the time. Preston texts me at 12:09 to let me know he listened to the podcast.
What up, Preston?
Brittner emailed the show with email of the week, which we'll get to before the end of the show. And I got an old coworker there, that he's a Packers fan. I'm a Lions fan. We watch each other's games.
Mm-hmm.
We discuss it, and when they play each other, we discuss it thoroughly. Like we don't even talk shit about it because
you're just very much into it.
We discuss football.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard back from a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the people that I used to work with, that I talk to now, don't work there.
Yeah.
They've gotten other jobs
Mhm.
since I left, And it's like, I understand. And it's rough. It's rough when you're thinking that you're being excluded or that you hold this person up here and to
Then
you
you're
they're
down.
the dirt on to them you're the dirt on the floor.
Yeah.
That's the way it seems, at least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I get that, and you still go through that at 36.
Oh, yeah. I have a friend, who I used to work with at Arby's. Heck, I fake proposed to her on Valentine's Day last year. And
you wore that ring around all week last week.
I did. It's so pretty. I bought it for myself, damn it. I knew it was going to come home to me. But it's, the last time we
Fuck her right in the
talked
pussy.
was shortly after Easter. I went to her Easter play with Jesus.
Hot Jesus.
Hot Jesus.
Kyle.
No, his name's Kyle. There's only one Kyle I like, and his name's Kyle Prue. He's a good he's an author. He's hilarious. He posts this. He has this series on TikTok about things you can say to men to piss them off.
What was Jesus' name again?
Kyle.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
But I haven't spoken to her in a while. Like, I've sent her a few messages, and I have gotten no response.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's because her husband got out of jail, and he doesn't like me.
Oh, is he the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. But it's, it is what it is. There's a few people from Arby's I used to work with who also don't talk to me anymore. Who, I thought I was friends with, that we did stuff outside of work, and it sucks. I mean, hell, there's the people who I worked at Arby's with who I married, like I performed their wedding.
Yeah.
And they don't talk to me anymore either.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they're assholes anyway, so I don't really care. But it's like, I thought we were closer than that, but it's not. It's like friends by association because you're stuck working together, and that sucks. It sucks that you can go from working with someone and be like, we were such good friends that we talked all the time. We texted outside of work. We talked outside of work. We did stuff outside of work. But because I don't work there anymore, I'm chopped liver.
Yeah.
Like, first of all,
friends of convenience.
Yeah, it's stupid. And I mean, Morena and Latrice, who neither of them work where I work anymore.
Former guest of the show, Morena.
And
who we still don't know if she started her OnlyFans.
She has not, probably. Okay. But we've gone out to dinner since then. We've still seen each other. We've still done stuff.
We need to get Latrice on here.
She ain't coming on this show.
God damn it, Latrice. We'll just have Latrice like Skyping.
She won't. But it's still like we still do stuff. We still message each other regularly. I mean, it's not often.
Yeah.
But it's like, once a week, maybe one of us will reach out and say, hey, girls, how's it going? Latrice called both of us on Facebook a couple weeks ago just to see how we were doing. And, we still check in with each other. And if one of them was supposed to say, hey, Lisa, do you have blah,
I mean,
blah,
you
blah,
guys
blah.
have gone to lunch twice now at least since Latrice left.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we went to Olive Garden the one time. We went to the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Like, yum. But it's
some thick girls going to get some good food.
Fuck yeah. But it's like, it's that sort of thing where, and I don't know if maybe it'll taper off the longer we're apart from working together, because I know that the one I was talking about, whose Jesus thing I went to.
Yeah.
It's been like that. Like, we were closer, but then we weren't for a while, and then we were again.
Because her husband went back to jail.
Because her husband went to jail. But it's like, I've never been the type to say, like, I don't approve. Like, she knows how I feel about her husband, and I am very much honest with her about that, but I'm not going to tell her what to do.
Yeah.
I know there is a...
Bitch, you got to make your own choices in life.
Exactly. And I'm going to support her whatever she chooses. That's the thing. Like, I know she has...
Finish your story, but no,
she has... No, listen. She has one friend who did not want her to marry him, was not going to be a part of her wedding, was just... And as much as I, don't like that, I don't like what he did and how he's continued to behave, I will make my feelings known, but I'm not going to say, fuck you and everything you stand for because you're making this choice.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be there for her as her friend.
Yeah.
Because you can't, especially in a relationship with what I've learned from my own relationships with narcissists and abusers and things, that a person in that situation is not going to leave until they're ready.
Yeah.
And you can't make them before they're ready. The only thing you can do is be there for them when they are.
Yeah.
And I can't tell her when that is.
Yeah.
I can say, hey, Emily, I'm always going to be here for you. I'm always going to be there for you. Tell me what you want to do. And we can go from there. But I can't force it. Stop that. Stop that. Why you got to make that face at me?
Fuck her right in the pussy.
Shut up. But it's like, it sucks that we're not talking now, and it's probably because of her husband. And whatever, he doesn't have to like me. I knew I knew he didn't like me I knew him before she knew him. And
Sounds like he's a douche.
he's a dick.
And I know more about him. But just based off of this, it sounds like he's a douche.
He's a douche. I mean, first of all, who doesn't like me? I'm awesome.
Exactly.
Like, what? What poor life choices are you
Even
making?
your ex's girlfriend, fiance person that's never actually going to get married to him,
I mean,
probably.
Supposedly they set a date May next year.
Garbage.
Okay,
Whatever.
cool.
But she still likes me.
I'll let you touch my butt if it happens on that date.
But she likes me.
On that date, you'll have free range to touch my butt if it
still,
happens.
I'm still friends with his ex, who he left me for on
Yeah.
Facebook. Like,
Your ex's
Mhm.
your ex's fiance
Fat garbage.
yeah.
wants to show you her Sims house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
She is all about
her and I get along. She shares things with me.
Yeah.
We're friends ish. Like like we're not hanging out or nothing, but
yeah.
we're very cordial. Yeah, people like me.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, my ex-husband's family still loves me. His mom still calls me and tells me I love you when she hangs
Yeah.
up the phone. Like, it's not one of those I'm just telling the grandkids I love them
Yeah.
because they're my. No, she still loves me
Yeah.
because of how awesome I am.
So not liking you is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there are plenty of people who don't like me. Like the guy who read me the Lord's Prayer this week at work.
Well, that's because you're a telemarketer.
I'm not a telemarketer, damn it. I'm a debt collector. Totally different. Fucking get it right. Which is, I still find that the funniest fucking thing in the world. Forgive us those who debt against, or forgive us our debts and those who debt against us. I'm like, first of all, it's not the one I grew up with. Mine was trespass, not debts. But
Yeah,
I get
and
it.
it's trespass. It's not debts.
But even then, he was like, in heaven, all of your debts are forgiven. I was like, well, here on earth, they're not. So
There's bills to be paid.
I was like, the Lord's Prayer is very beautiful, but because he read it to me, like he didn't say what it was. He just started reading it to me. He was like, do you know what that is? I was like, yeah, it's the Lord's Prayer. It's very pretty, but that doesn't absolve you of anything here. Like, what about people? I was like, what if the company that is trying to collect this debt doesn't believe in God or doesn't believe in the Bible? You can't expect them to believe in something and follow something that they don't believe in.
Exactly.
Like, how's that fucking work? First of all, I don't care if this is Catholic Health trying to get your money from you. Fuck you. They still want their fucking money.
Sleep with one eye open,
Right.
gripping your pillow tight.
Yep. Fucking, that was just so fucking good. And then,
Brittner's going to listen to Enter Sandman about a dozen times now.
good job. But, like, later that day, someone called me a cocksucker and a cunt. It was fantastic.
You had an interesting week at work.
Oh, and then the one lady who made me feel bad on Friday because
Yeah.
her husband has terminal cancer. I'm like, that's great. And then literally
nice.
the rest of the day, I felt like trash.
Yeah.
Like, I've spoken to plenty of people who've had cancer, but just the way she was talking to me, like, she was like, and we're not paying this ever. And usually when they say that, they hang up. So I started notating the account because as long as, like, it's still running, I'm not in wrap up, so I'm not hurting my thing. And I did this one. She's like, you sound exasperated. I'm like, yeah, because you're a fucking bitch. Like, you didn't let me get out but 12 words, and you're already condemning me for it's not my fault your husband has cancer. It's not my fault you have a bill because your husband has cancer. It's my job. I know you don't fucking like it, which I totally talked with another woman later that day that did make me feel a little bit better. I told her how a guy on Bumble unmatched me because I was a debt collector.
Oh, dear.
Like, he went into it too. He was like, we were talking about jobs, and he was like, how can you do that? It's so immoral. This is ridiculous. Blah, 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 blah. Like, 3 paragraphs of how horrible of a person I am because I'm a debt collector. And then he unmatched me. I'm like, really? Oh, I have a job. Good job.
Yeah.
I'm paying the bills and feeding my children.
Yeah.
I'm collecting on the debts that people should be paying on.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm for some, like, crazy, like, we've purchased this debt and we want to extort you for money sort of place. My company is hired by these
Yeah.
places. We are not buying things 10 cents on the dollar or what have you.
You don't have the ability to authorize a deal.
No, I don't. And what
You're doing the work for them.
yeah, we're getting paid by a company to do their work. And then the people who are like, you're violating my HIPAA rights. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Nope. Because we have none of your health information. We have what's pertinent to this one specific bill. You were seen for a CT scan. This is why you were seen. That's it. I don't know what you were seen for. I don't know if you had like a tumor. I don't know if you had, a prolapsed anus.
You entered the hospital and had a procedure done.
Yeah. And while that is still protected information, we're covered under that because we signed a HIPAA agreement with the company who hired us. And when you sign their forms for admittance, they have in there a clause that says that we can collect on this using a third party. And we are that third party.
Yep.
So get fucked.
The last year and almost 2 years now, which is crazy, has taught me a lot of people don't actually understand what the HIPAA Act is, and maybe we'll go into it on our next show.
Oh my God. You're so right.
The HIPAA Act does not actually cover a lot.
No, it's...
If you're a football fan, which I know 2 of the listeners on the show are, at least, maybe 3, depends on if that download from Indianapolis is who I think it is or not.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy named Jason Pierre-Paul. Basically blew half of his hand off with a firework.
Jesus.
His HIPAA rights were violated because someone in the hospital leaked out, like they found out Jason Pierre-Paul went to the hospital on Independence Day.
Yeah.
A couple years ago. Everyone assumed what happened.
Yeah.
We didn't know the extent of the injury or anything else.
But someone at the hospital leaked
Someone
that
at the
information.
hospital leaked out to Adam Schefter, or someone else, I forgot who it was. I think it was Adam Schefter for ESPN. One of the trusted, at the time at least, one of the trusted news sources in the NFL, that basically he blew half of his hand off with a firework.
Yeah. Because Jason, whatever his name is, was not freely giving out this information.
Jason Pierre-Paul. No.
Yeah.
JPP.
Still,
because he plays defense and he's a defensive lineman where you really can't use your hands.
Yeah.
Still had a fucking monster year the next year.
Well,
with a club. With a club on his hand for half the year.
Yeah.
Or what was left of his hand. And like not only that though, like pictures were leaked.
Oh, yeah, that's
X-rays were leaked. He had a total HIPAA violation in that hospital, and I think it got settled out of court, but there was millions of dollars involved in that.
Oh yeah, because
not because like he was still under contract with the Giants. Most NFL teams would have signed him to a big agreement anyway.
Yeah.
Because when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it all, having the other half of your hand, having the claw part of your hand, your thumb and your thumb, your index and your middle finger, the claw part of your hand, that's very nice to have when you're playing football, to catch the ball.
Yeah. But not so necessary when you're defense.
Well, I mean, it's good to have it to grab onto, like, say, the quarterback or the running back, but more of it's also just wrapping up with your arms.
Yeah.
And you can wrap up with your arms with 2 club hands.
Yeah.
There's guys that play cornerback. Those are the guys that play up against the wide receivers. There was a guy that played cornerback for Central Florida, and I think he ended up making the roster for the Seattle Seahawks. And I forgot the kid's name because his brother also played in the NFL. I think also for the Seattle Seahawks. He had one hand. It was right at the wrist. It was a birth defect.
Yeah.
And he had interceptions. In college and in the pro level. Yeah. He caught the ball.
Yeah.
He could catch the ball.
Yeah, with his one hand.
You
and his
can
glove.
train yourself to catch
you
things
can do
without
fucking
hands.
a lot. For sure.
But it's still a HIPAA violation.
Yeah, because all that shit was leaked. Whereas
And that's a civil suit and possibly a criminal suit.
Well, there are federal regulations against it as well, so it's
a criminal suit against the person that leaked it out, and it's a civil suit against the hospital because they're the employer.
Yep.
At the end of the day, they're responsible.
Yep. And HIPAA stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which is a federal law that required the creation of national standards to protect sensitive patient health information from being disclosed without the patient's consent or knowledge. But like I said, when you sign
sign those waivers,
when you register for treatment,
Yep.
on there it says, we can collect for the payment, and that includes giving a third party like me the specific, just for that service, not like you have cancer or something. Like one I saw in the description of one, it said polyp of uterus That's so like she was seen for a polyp on her uterus. I don't know what that's for. I don't know what it's about. It's for the specific procedure. I don't know what other conditions she has. I don't know what her health is. I don't know if it was removed or what have you. I know the basics, and that's it. And we still have to follow the same sort of HIPAA regulations. I can't go around telling people John Smith has had, a CT scan.
Yeah.
I that's something that I can't give out, but it's more about doctors and nurses not being able to tell random people other people's information.
Yeah.
I'm dealing strictly with you. I have to confirm you. I have to confirm your social security number, well, the last 2 digits. So I'm talking to you about your information, and I am the third party in this HIPAA situation. They're not violating anything by placing it here with us. They have not broken any laws because we, again, have to sign.
You agreed to it.
Yeah, you agreed to it.
You want the procedure done, you have to agree to it.
Mm-hmm. And in that agreement, they can place it with a third party. They place it with us, and we have to sign the same paperwork. We have to protect it, which means keeping our computers locked when we're not at our desks, means keeping all of sensitive information tucked away. It's not accessible by outside people. It's all in a, database that's not, you have to log into, and the password changes like once every 30 motherfucking days. I think it's 90 actually, but it's still stupid. But I'm not breaking any laws by doing my job. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks when I'm calling people and I'm like, you owe $15,000 to such and such place. And they're like, well, I have cancer. And I'm like, I'm sorry. That sucks. I can't help that. I don't know what to tell you. Believe me, I wish I could. I spoke with a woman yesterday who was like, I just got laid off. I'm going through a divorce. I have 2 kids to take care of for Christmas. And I'm like, I completely understand where you're coming from. Give us a call back after the holidays. We can work something out, but it's still my job. I know it sucks, but it's, again, no one's mad at garbage men for doing their job. No one's mad at gas station employees for doing their job. But people get mad at me because I'm doing the job that should be done. Yeah, people get mad at repo men too, but it's the same sort of thing. Like, they're doing the job.
Yeah.
Because you didn't do something.
It's like everyone's empathetic, including the people on the other end of that phone, are empathetic to, because you've told me countless times the people you talk to, and not names or specifics or anything like that, by the way.
Yeah.
Just like this, the dude.
Person X.
I will say this. There was a time in my life, I am always buckle your seatbelt whenever you're going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time in my life when I would drive from my house to my parents' house inside the trailer park where the speed limit's 15 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
There were times where maybe I forget to put my seatbelt on because my car is not going to start dinging at me to put the seatbelt on going 10 miles an hour. And then you told me the story.
About
and
the guy.
We can't talk about it. This is the thing. We can't talk about it. But he explained to you what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he was not going much faster than that in
Nope.
a car, and he was thrown through the windshield.
Yep.
Now, he volunteered that information to you.
Yep.
You were just collecting on the bill for one of the tests done.
Yeah, for the after effects of what happened to him.
What happened
And
to
he
him.
told me all about what happened to him.
Yep. And why he wasn't going to pay the bill.
No, if I remember right, he was going to pay. I think he
But-
paid. But yeah, it's,
Yeah, he fucked up his life. And now, I wear my seatbelt even go visit my mom and dad.
Mhm.
On the other side of the trailer park.
Yep.
Because I know there's assholes that run 25, 30 miles an hour through here.
Mm-hmm. And it's, he didn't expect for that to happen to him. And, the one guy I spoke to who was pushing his son down the hill in a sled who tore his bicep.
Yeah.
Regular gym goer pushed his son, tore his bicep.
Yeah.
And then retore it when he fell on a treadmill 3 weeks later.
Now, and here's the thing. Now, you might be saying to her, well, we just went on this whole rant about blah, 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 blah. People volunteer this information to her.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'm not giving out their names. I'm not telling who these people are. It's not like JPP getting his whole stuff splashed across the news.
Yeah.
And
it was a big sports story, but then it was also a big regular news story
because of the HIPAA stuff.
This hospital, this major hospital in New Jersey, because if you know anything about the New York area, the teams and the players, for the most part, all live in the teams are based in New Jersey, even though they're called New York.
Yeah.
And the majority of the players, the ones that don't live in apartments on Broadway,
Yeah.
for the Jets and Giants, live in mansions in New Jersey with the Sopranos.
Yeah. What?
But
Yeah.
like
It's a big thing. It was
Yeah.
a big thing. And that's much different than what I'm doing. Like, I'm telling you anecdotal stories about who could be my friend from down the street. Like, it's not the same thing,
but like there's no reason to be pissed off at a debt collector.
yeah.
You can be pissed. This is don't hate the player, hate the game.
Don't shoot the messenger, yeah.
The game is
Pay your fucking bills.
we agree to have health treatment because we agree to pay our bills. And all these nonprofit air quote hospitals
Yeah.
are running people ragged and then crying poor to the government,
Yeah. Well,
but then posting record profits
the thing that
and
gets
expanding and having the nicest buildings in Grand Rapids.
the,
And it's like, okay, you know what we can do? Like, if you're mad about that, petition the government, change the system.
yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance especially.
Yeah.
Petition the government, let's change the system.
Mm-hmm.
Vote for people that you think, if that's a big thing in your life, vote for people you think are gonna
Help you.
don't get pissed off at the person making $14 an hour
Trying to just sit there and collect on the debts
trying
that
to
you've
collect
agreed to.
debt. Because you and I both, I have a 4-digit bill
Mm-hmm.
with my medical provider that I have zero intention of paying on.
Mhm.
That's all basically copays.
Mm-hmm.
Because to go walk into the doctor's office, have him fumble around for 5 minutes,
Cost
say,
you $40, $50. Yep. If you're like, no, my copays are hard. Damn it.
add a 1 to that, $150
Fuck.
for my last visit.
Damn. Yeah, and it sucks.
And it was that procedure I had,
Mm-hmm.
add a 5 to that
No, thank you.
because they had to use a scalpel.
Oh, good Lord.
The worst part, I know a nurse
I could have
that works for that hospital group, and that's exactly what she said. if she could have liberated, air quotes, the supplies, she could have done it
Why does she not already have like a cache of supplies just chilling there?
because they keep stock on that.
Lame. Okay, but yeah, no,
But yeah, if she could have, air quotes, liberated the supplies, she has a center island in her kitchen,
you
and she could have done that because she knows how to do it.
Yeah. Well, and that's another thing too. Like, it's not just,
Like
be,
we did
be mad
not
at me.
we did not need a doctor that had 8 years of college and
Yeah.
then 4 years of a residency and then how much ever experience she needed to do this. A fucking RN could have done it.
Yeah. Well,
But they still would have charged me the same price no matter what.
in regards to like the HIPAA thing though, where like the last couple of years have taught us that no one understands what it means. You telling a store you're vaccinated or a store asking if you're vaccinated does not violate your HIPAA rights.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell them.
Yeah.
But
You
that
just
just
can't
means
shop there.
yeah, exactly. And them as a private business, that's their prerogative.
Yep.
That's the thing that gets me where people
That or start making the gay people cakes.
right? Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, you can't say, "Oh, if
I said, give me a hell yeah."
like you can't say, "Oh, it's our decision to not serve you," and then get mad when a company doesn't want to serve you for something else.
Yeah.
Like, vaccination status is not a protected right,
Yeah.
whereas being your sexual identity is. Like, you can't just be fired for being gay.
Yeah, that was the Civil Rights Act of 1991,
Yeah.
I think.
So you can't be fired for being gay. You can't be fired for, a whole slew of things, race, gender, creed, all that shit.
There's been multiple Civil Rights Acts.
Yes.
Yeah.
But vaccination status is not one of those things that's protected.
It's not a civil right.
Yeah. And
'Cause
you
it-
have
it eventually does come down to being a choice.
and you have your choice to get vaccinated or not. It's your choice. Go for it. Choose to not get vaccinated. But then a private company has every right to say, I don't want to serve you.
Yep.
Because these are our demands to enter our building. No shoot, no shirts, no shirt, no shirt,
That's
no
a
shoes,
health
no
code
service.
thing, though.
I know, I understand that.
Okay.
But vaccinations are a health thing. So, if I can't walk into Speedway topless, then Speedway can say you can't come in if you're not vaccinated either. Like, that's, to me, that's how it should be.
That's how it's always been.
Yeah, obviously. But
These places won't do it because they don't want to lose money, because eventually at the end of the day, they are run by, well, we need to make money.
yeah.
And we feel that a portion of the population will get pissed off and not do business with us and go do business with the company down the street. When in reality, there's a lot of people that will wear their masks in public, that will present a vaccination card because they don't want to go to fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
They want to go to Meijer.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but the places who are like, to work here, you have to be vaccinated.
I'm not one of those places.
No.
But to do my interview with my boss, I had to show my vaccination card.
Yeah.
So the only people that were exempt before that were the people that
Already worked there.
already worked there.
Well, in like, I feel like if you work in a hospital or a place that cares for people, you should have to meet certain minimum requirements, like getting vaccinated, because you are putting these other people at your mercy.
Yep.
And that's not acceptable. I hate when people are like, they're forcing us out of our jobs. No, they're not.
No, you're forcing yourself out of
Yeah,
your job.
that's your fault. It's your fucking fault, because you could do the thing to keep your job. Like, any hospital has, like, you have this certain color scrubs you have to wear. You get a new job, you have to get this color scrubs now. It's
Yeah.
the same thing. This job says you have to be vaccinated. That's what their requirements are. Like, I had to work when I worked at Arby's, the uniform was black fucking socks. Like, no one's looking at my fucking socks, but I still had to fucking wear them.
That was the same thing for me at AutoZone. That's the part of the reason I wore, like, once I started wearing black socks, I was like, this is why the Fab Five did it.
You're so ridiculous.
Brittner just laughed his ass off, possibly.
But
And I was like, no, fuck this. From now on, black socks. I see your boy wearing white socks, and I'm like, son.
he has some black socks now.
I understand that you're a nerd and you're all like, whatever, I don't care about how I look, moss head.
Shut up.
But come on, bro, get some black socks.
Shut up.
You're better than white socks.
But-
Whenever I see white socks on a dude, I just say to well, you're different. You're selling yours. Anyway, whenever I see white socks on a dude, I just go, come on, you're better than this, bro.
Okay, but the concept still is that if a job has a requirement to have the job,
Yes. As stupid as it sounds.
meet the requirement or get fucked. Like
Yeah.
the people who are like, well, this is a public building or this is a public shop or whatever. It's open to the public. That doesn't mean that they're inviting you in without meeting their standards. They might be open to the public, but they're still a private company.
And every store that we went to today that sold apparel, their employees were wearing their apparel.
Oh, yeah. When I worked at Maurice's, I had to wear Maurice's clothes.
Yeah, you had to wear clothes available at Maurice's.
And they had to be in season, too. Like, I couldn't wear something from, like, 3 years ago. I had to wear something of the current season. Like, it's not like you could just walk into... I could wear, like, my 8-year-old Hollister shirt and go work at Hollister. I don't... First of all, I don't have an 8-year-old Hollister shirt. But I couldn't just walk in wearing, I have to wear their current apparel because that's what they set forth. And same thing. A lot of them were wearing their masks because that's what the standard is for their company now.
Yeah.
The company...
Almost every store we went to, the employees had to wear masks. Yep.
And that's their right as a company because, again, it's a private company. That's where I think these people get off on, like...
I have coworkers that complain because they go into these businesses to do work on vehicles or equipment.
Yeah.
And they're like, I can't fucking believe that they're making us wear masks inside. Well, you know what? You're in there for an hour at most.
Yeah.
2 hours. Because anything more than that,
there's something really wrong with the vehicle and you can't fix it anyway.
there's the equipment might have to come back to the shop. Or you might have to come back the next day to fix it. Or you got to go get a part or something.
Yeah.
And they'll complain about, oh, I can't believe I had to wear my mask. No one likes wearing their mask, especially me that wears a hat to work. because we're allowed to wear hats, which is a new policy.
Yeah.
They realized productivity in the people that were office staff went up when they were allowed to dress casual, jeans and a button-down shirt.
Yeah.
So, and then they said hats are fine too,
Yeah.
as long as they have either the company name on them or one of our suppliers or one of the products we sell.
Yeah.
So I have, even though I have a dozen hats,
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 that I wear because the rest are camo, camo of some kind. And I have 2 hats that I wear at work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cold outside now. Baby, it's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside.
And when I come back inside from being outside, my glasses fog up. I got
Mhm.
the mask on. Hot air is going straight up into my glasses. I can't see shit.
Yep.
But one of the rules is I have to wear my hat forward, bill
Mhm.
forward. The backwards hat is still considered unprofessional. And that applies to our techs on site also. So it's
Mhm.
not the end of the world there.
Yeah.
It's a company policy. It's dress code.
Yeah.
Unless you're wearing a welding hat, helmet, or whatever.
Yeah. Totally different.
And, you know, when I'm in public areas, I have to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
And we got guys that have complained about that. And it's like, what are you complaining about?
It's not a big deal.
Like, you're not wearing glasses.
Yeah.
You're not wearing like you can see perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
I walk in from outside.
And I'm blind for
I can't
5
see
minutes.
shit.
Yeah. Well, and
I'm almost tripping over goddamn forklifts.
well, not just that. I mean, a mask. Yes. Oh my God, it's so terrible. You have to wear something over my face to talk.
Like when I was working at the tire company when we all first came back,
Mhm.
or not when we all first came back, but there was a point last winter up until I got my second shot
Mm-hmm.
from the vaccine, we had to wear masks pretty much all day.
Yeah.
The only time you didn't have to wear a mask was me and my boss if we were in the office by ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
or if you were on one of the order pickers or the forklift, because then no one was supposed to be within 6 feet of you.
Yeah.
To give you space to operate.
Yeah.
And that was or if you were outside
Mhm.
or driving. But then when you went to a
You
customer's
still had to put the
facility,
mask
you
on.
had to put the mask back on.
Yep.
Unless they had a specific policy about not wearing masks for whatever reason.
And yeah.
Which some did actually have. We don't want you wearing masks inside of here for secure. Like they made up some bullshit. It was MAGA stuff, but you know, whatever. Like they had bullshit about for security purposes. You know,
we
blah,
need to be
blah,
able
blah.
to see your face.
Yeah. But like, so I wore a mask every day for 6 months
Mhm.
for 8, 9, 10 hours a day,
Yeah.
and people were like, "Why do you take so many smoke breaks?" I need to fucking get the mask off my face. It's annoying as shit,
Yeah. But you still wear it.
but I wore it.
Mhm.
Why did you sit outside in your car in the fucking freezing cold instead of sitting inside for lunch? Because that's 5 more minutes I would have had to wear my mask.
Mhm.
While finishing up my lunch break, I was playing on my phone.
And that's completely acceptable. You know where your comfort zone is in regards to it. And
Yeah.
the thing that bothers me about masks, and it's not the masks themselves, because I think the masks are fine. Like they don't necessarily bother me. I have a fun one with lips on it. Looks really cute. People have always liked it. I've gotten compliments on it. But what gets me is the people who are like, this is traumatizing our kids, but have no problem buying guns and making them accessible to their children to shoot up schools. That's what's traumatizing children. Masks are not traumatizing children. Dying in school is traumatizing children.
Running code red drills traumatizes a child a hell of a lot more than masks. I
Yes.
know, because a day later, an impromptu, because they tell you about it beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
that they're going to run a code red drill.
Yeah, a lockdown, yeah.
Not so that you can warn your kid, but so that you're prepared when they come home.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get the day before email like we always do. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not saying, like, starting since kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I'm talking 7th grade, halfway through 7th grade now.
You've had...
We've had an email a day or two out.
Mm-hmm.
We're running a code red drill on this day.
Yeah.
Because we need to run, because the state says we have to run so many code red drills throughout the year.
Yep.
Because we have to notify the police department,
Mm-hmm.
because we're going to hit the code red button
Yeah.
in the
Like
principal's
it's a whole
office,
shebang.
like, and the police, because it's such a small school district, and it's such a small city, that it has its own police department, which is basically 2 cruisers, maybe 3, and maybe 5 or 6 full-time police officers,
It's right across the street. from the
with
school.
2 other police officers that operate as firemen.
Mm-hmm.
It's a public safety department.
Yeah.
It's not like they have police officers and firemen, and they operate out of the same building
Yeah.
with the same garage stalls.
Yeah. So it's a whole to do.
And
You didn't get a warning this time.
there was no warning. The next day, they hit the button to trigger the drill.
Mm-hmm.
They told the staff
Yeah.
about. They told the staff in the morning, we're running a code red drill today.
Mm-hmm.
After Oxford got shot up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because it was getting close to the time,
And you might as well now that it's
and
fresh
it
in
was
everyone's mind.
prevalent now.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That traumatizes a kid who just read about it on the news, or who just had another tough conversation with their fucking parents.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And some of whom were probably like, the ones that you would think are at risk, were the ones that were like, are you feeling okay?
Mm-hmm.
You know, are you okay? Do you want me to go? Do you want to go see a counselor or something like that?
Yeah.
Real life fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
I know of people that live in this state that own guns that change the code on their gun safe
Mm-hmm.
the night before, or that day,
Yeah.
because their kids knew the code for whatever various reasons. Most of them were real legitimate reasons, like it happened in the middle of hunting season.
Yeah.
They have a reason to get their own rifle out to clean it,
Yeah.
to prepare to go target shooting or whatever, to practice for when they see an 8-point out in the open field
Yeah.
that weekend. Changing
Yeah. So they don't
passwords
have
on gun
access.
safes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had long conversations with my kids that, you know, hell, I think the conversations I had with them about being prepared for those situations were more traumatizing than my kids wearing masks. My kids don't care. Like, my kids will wear them. Like, Sophie has a lanyard. It stays around her neck. It's adorable. Like, if she takes it off for lunch, it just hangs there so she doesn't lose her mask. Then she can put it right back on. It's adorable. My son, he wears it. He, fully vaccinated. He's like, whatever. They don't care about the mask.
Yeah.
But when I started telling them about how to be prepared in case something like this happened, or telling them about what happened at Oxford, they were visibly upset. My daughter, she sort of leaned into it, started asking me more about shootings and about,
Yeah.
and I explained to her about Columbine, about Virginia Tech, and about all of these other horrible situations that have happened. And I explained to her about Sandy Hook and what happened in an elementary school.
Yeah.
And she was almost in tears, like, why would anyone kill 7-year-olds? Why? What's the point? Why? And I'm like, we don't know why.
Same reason we go to war and everything else, because people are fucking idiots.
And
That's what I think about that.
And it was,
And that's all I got to say about that.
it was very, very traumatizing for her to think that someone her age could be killed just because someone is unhinged and has access to a gun. Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
And Oxford, the scary thing about Oxford is that the parents knew what was going on. They were told to take your kid home, and they didn't. And then he shot up the school and killed people.
Yep.
It's like, how is a mass traumatizing when that's something that's alive in society? How is wearing a piece of fabric over your face to protect those around you traumatizing when a kid can walk into a school with a gun and kill his classmates?
Mm-hmm.
I would rather wear a mask and never have another school shooting ever again. I would rather wear a mask every day for the rest of my life to never have another
Well,
school
we
shooting.
might anyway.
Well, yeah, still. But you know what I mean? It's that concept of a mask is inconsequential in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
My kid can't breathe. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
There is... When people say that shit to... All right. I forget Oxford.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was a lot of there was a lot of good that did come out of Oxford. Because I think now people more than ever are starting to realize, well, shit, we hadn't had one in a while.
Yeah.
And Sandy Hook kind of got the frogs are gay treatment by Alex Jones. It
Yeah.
was conspiracy theory. It
Turn
didn't
the
really
frickin'
happen.
frog's gay. Yeah.
No, this one not only happened, the Michigan's DA
Mm-hmm.
charged the parents.
Yeah.
They ran to 8 Mile of all fucking places.
Please, affluent white people, stay out of the ghetto. Like,
You were gonna get caught.
like you said, I'm a clownfish, but I'm in the snake enclosure. What's going on here?
But then Lions won their first game later that week,
Yeah.
and a whole bunch of tributes happened, and people were paying attention.
Yeah.
Michigan wore the patch
Yeah.
for the 4 of the victims.
Yep.
The 4 victims that passed away, including one who was a football player.
Mm-hmm.
They won the Big Ten championship game that same weekend.
Yeah.
It drew a lot of attention to mental health in schools.
Mm-hmm.
And in a time when schools are getting rid of counselors because they don't want to pay for counselors, it just put counselors and mental health back up at the top of the agenda.
Yeah.
It's a shitty thing, but if done right, which is debatable whether or not we as a society can do it, not just our government, but all of us as a society can do it,
Mm-hmm.
can be a positive net change in the future. Forget that part.
Yeah.
Forget that whole portion of the argument. And I'm starting to lose my train of thought. But it might be gone already. Like,
We're talking about masks.
when someone tells me my kid can't breathe, I can't breathe without a mask.
Or with a mask.
With a mask on. My old job was working in a tire warehouse. And in the course of a day, we would get 1 to 2 trucks. This is when it was mandatory to wear a mask anytime you were in the building unless there were certain things you were doing,
Yeah.
like whether it
Working
be
the high-low or thing or whatever.
yeah. If you lifting and stacking tires
Mm-hmm.
onto pallets
Yeah.
coming off of a semi-truck or throwing them off of the semi-truck, which you still have to physically propel them,
Yeah. Move them.
move them to propel them down the trailer. That way anywhere between 25 and 75 pounds. 1,000 of them. Sometimes twice a day. And you have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to get put away.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have to get pulled and picked. And in some cases, loaded onto trucks for the next day. I would handle, in the course of a 9-hour shift, 400 to 500 different tires.
Yeah.
Which is how I was able to eat 3,500 calories a day and not put on any weight.
Yeah, I mean, you do what you can.
I never once complained about breathing.
No.
My complaint was my glasses fogged up.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see shit.
Yeah.
And I couldn't take my glasses off because I'm damn near blind without them.
Same.
That was my complaint.
Yeah.
If I could have wore contacts, my life would have been perfectly fine. I got guys that I worked with there, that I work with now, that don't touch anywhere near that kind of weight,
Mm-hmm.
that don't wear glasses,
Mm-hmm.
that don't wear hats, bitching about having to wear a mask. I can't breathe. Fuck off.
I just feel like they've never eaten a woman's pussy right.
I have a meme on my phone about that. That I sent to Smashly, and she goes, "Oh God, yes."
it
Because she has a mask that she wears at work that says it goes over your nose.
well, it gets me that, they're like, oh my God, we can't breathe. But doctors do it every fucking day in surgery.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if you can't breathe, then what is the doctor doing? There's same fucking mask. Your cotton mask that you got at the store breathes more than their mask that they wear in surgery.
Yeah.
So excuse me, look, they're standing up for 10 hours operating on someone. Why are they not passing out?
Yeah.
Like,
No, you're a bitch.
Yeah.
Let's be real about
you're
it.
a
You're
fucking
a bitch.
That's exactly it. You stupid little bitch who is like, oh my God, it's a piece of cloth. So fucking stop breathing through your mouth like a fucking twat. Learn to breathe right. Get yourself a nasal strip or something to wear with it or something if you need to open up your breathing passages. Like, get the
Maybe
fuck
get
over
out
it.
and fucking exercise.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe eat pussy. Like, learn how to hold your fucking breath in if you're having a fucking problem. Like, I don't fucking get it. Like, I can't. It bothers me so much that people... I can't breathe. Fucking lunatics.
All right. We need to get off this because we're at about 3 hours. Programming note.
Yes.
We will
Well,
we will be taking the next 2 weeks off because of Christmas
And New Year's.
and New Year's. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Hanukkah just came and went, so happy Hanukkah to y'all.
Merry Kwanzaa.
I'm sure there's a Kwanzaa out there somewhere. I don't know when that happens.
Around this time.
Happy Festivus.
For the rest of us.
I am challenging people to I'm challenging the listeners of this show to give me your best airing of grievances
I want to air some grievances.
for our next episode. Email us your best grievances from the past year, and we will have a post-Festivus breakdown
Yes.
next year for our next episode.
beefandlisa@gmail.com.
Which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The 8th?
On the January 8th, 2022 edition of Pillow Talk with Beef and Lisa.
I'm beginning to question your math abilities.
Real quick, NASCAR has not made a decision yet on whether or not they are going to do 550 horsepower or 670 horsepower or with the 4, 5, or 6-inch spoiler, but they did test all three they did test 550 with a 6-inch spoiler, 670 with a 6-inch spoiler, and 670 with a 4-inch spoiler. And my fingers are crossed for 670 4-inch spoiler with limited side force because I want to see drivers drive cars again.
Woo woo.
That is just me.
So proud of you.
By the way, if anyone's looking for a last-minute Christmas gift from me, you can go to racingusa.com, and there's a guy there named AJ Allmendinger, and he's got a Road America race-winning diecast, and it looks strikingly similar to the one that Charlotte and I watched him win at Michigan. I'm just throwing that out there.
You said Road America?
Or, Mid-Ohio. He won at Indianapolis in the Cup Series, won at Mid-Ohio in the Xfinity Series. We're also big fans of Alex Bowman and Ross Chastain in this house, and Kurt Busch. Although, however, we have a Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, and Kurt Busch diecast either here already or on their way. Just throwing that out there. If anyone's looking for a last-minute Christmas gift for me. Email of the week.
Woo woo.
We need a theme for this one.
Dun, dun, dun,
If
dun,
we get more
dun.
emails, I'll make our the man that made our
Awesome
our
intro.
Alex Shackow. I'll make him make more intros if we start having more segments on the show. By the way, Billiam,
Billiam.
I know he's not listening, although you should tell him that he should listen to at least the last couple minutes of the episode.
Okay.
He gave us some suggestions, and I was trying to invite some friends over to play Cards Against Humanity with us,
Ooh.
and we were going to record that, and they never got back to me.
Oh.
So
Lame.
We did take your suggestions seriously, Billiam, and we just don't have enough friends to do it. So you and your wife are going to have to come over here and help us out.
Yeah, what's up with that?
to pilot some test ideas. Whoa.
Your thing's like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We're updating. Do the things.
It's probably going to, and that's what's worrisome. But anyway,
Here's the mail. It
okay,
never fails.
cool.
It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail. Mail. Sorry.
Email of the week. Bum, 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 bum. This one comes from Jim B. in Grand Rapids.
I wonder who that could be.
Glad to have you back. Now my Monday is complete. I have no need for the TV, Lisa. And I'd love a sticker. Only thing I can think happening is the price increase you talked about earlier. Keep the pods coming, Jim.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
verbatim.
Verbatim.
Thank you, Jim, for your email. We won't mention the other emails that we got because they were mostly spam.
Because we didn't get any.
Because we didn't get any because no one loves us.
Wah.
Anything else you want to close the show out with, Lisa?
Not that I can think of.
Nothing else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've talked a lot today. Oh, I took a nap before the show. That's why I'm all perky.
Mm-hmm. She let me play iRacing.
I did. We got done at the mall, and I was like, I'm so tired. I was like, I want to take a nap. And he went, I can iRace while you nap.
It was very productive.
It was well done for both of us.
It was. All right.
Peace
That's
be with
it.
you. Peace be with you.
And also with you.
Woo woo.
That's it.
That's
that
it.
really is it.
That's it.
That's it for 2021 for the Pillow Talk with Beef and Lisa show.
Good deal.
I almost called it the Beef Show.
Don't do
It
that.
kind of is.
No. I'm here, you jackass.
Okay.
Um.
Everyone, y'all have a safe and happy holidays. Please do not drink and drive. We're not interested in hearing about your drinking and driving stories.
No.
If you're going to drink somewhere where you're safe to pass out.
Yes.
Other than that, my name is Brandon Braystead. For my co-host Lisa, have a happy, healthy, and safe holidays, and we are out.
Bye.
Take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!